Hey guys. All right. So last time when we left everybody, you were going down tunnels in underground sewer. Derek was taking his spray can and spraying off green, luminous, basically track marks so you could follow yourself back. Though he was like spraying them around the corner to give you an idea of where the bends were, rather than just marking the wall. With you are two NPCs, Nicholas and Peacekeeper, who are kind of going along behind you guys, watching behind you guys, since everyone's, progressing forward into the darkness. You were lit by only, like, basically, like, maintenance lanterns. So the rest of the area is pretty much pitch black, and you're just walking along the side of the walls. Because that's, like, the only... If you've ever been in a sewer system, it's literally just, like, a narrow walkway along the side. 30 is being your lovely your lovely guide and is sort of marching ahead of you guys, occasionally swapping words with Grandma, who can hear and understand what they're saying. By the way, everyone can also hear and understand what the rat creature is saying because they can all hear through Amos's headband. Because Derek connected to Amos, and Amos can hear everything. And then there's also another weird side effect. You can all speak it because the rules that I made for that headband was if you can hear it, you can speak it as long as it's to that target. So yeah, technically you all also can speak rat. That's just how unfortunately rules apply to me too. So if he's getting the effect, so is everybody else. It's contagious. So everyone else can squeak back. Fantastic.
I'm,
Squeak,
I'm,
squeak. Cheddar,
I'm
cheddar.
sorry. I don't remember. Can you explain that to me?
Sure.
Why do we have that
So
ability?
Amos has a magical elven looking headband that he wears, and when he wears it, he can understand language and he can speak back to that source of language in their tongue.
Oh, okay.
Because everyone is literally connected via the telephone wire, you all inherit the same curse or blessing of knowing and can speak back.
Okay.
Though if Peacekeeper, I don't know if Peacekeeper would get it. Nick would because he's part of the group, but Peacekeeper might see a bunch of people squeaking. That might be hilarious in its own way. Anyway,
I do want to I want to make sure I've got my hound
yep,
with us.
he's covered in like shitty rags, and he's
Yep.
like kind of dressed up because try to
Yeah.
not look like a bone monster. But yes,
I mean, in this environment, I probably would take it off just so he does look like a
okay.
bone monster. Um, Also, I was quickly running through the last
Yep.
session, and I remember hearing that we have a +1 ongoing against
Uh,
Phidias.
yep.
So, and we all have that. So
Right. Yep.
if for some reason Phidias appears
I hope not.
at any point,
Yep.
um, just keep that in mind that you have a +1
Okay.
ongoing. I don't exactly understand how it works, but we'll find out if
Ba-
that happens.
We'll
basically,
figure it out together.
basically,
Yeah,
ongoing is just like when you next encounter that person, you have information that makes it easier to deal with them.
yeah,
That's all that
yeah.
Okay.
is.
It's
Just
it's a
it's a
+1. It's a +1 time, or is it
yeah.
a +1 throughout like an encounter?
Within the encounter. Like, but
Okay,
once you
sure.
meet him again, that won't be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
And
want to make sure
everybody,
that
yeah, go ahead.
everyone remembers that. So if it does come up, ask about it and figure out how to use it as best we can.
Okay.
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 Make sure that everyone marks down the three experience from last time. You definitely did all of those things. I could mention them, but everyone knows we did them. You found out
Oh,
about the enemy. You found out about yourself. You found out a lot of stuff, and now you're in a smelly sewer.
um,
Yeah.
sorry, that was plus one ongoing for what?
If you have to encounter Phidias, which I hope you don't have to,
I hope no.
Gotcha.
because that would be terrible.
It's good
That
to
would mean
know.
that must have mean that you have messed up in some severe way. But no, it's important. It could happen. Anything can happen if you start playing the wrong cards, or the universe explodes because a wish goes wrong. Uh,
I mean, what if we get through the whole game and no wishes go wrong?
why would you say that? That is literally like cursing the idea of the wish going wrong. Oh, we make it through the whole
I
game. Everything will be great.
No, it's gonna be fine, guys. I believe in Derek's rolls,
I believe that my rolls are eventually going to hurt all of us.
and it's gonna add up
That's
the entire karma of the
kind
that
of
we.
kind of my plan. It's kind
If
of my
we
plan that I'm going to roll and it's going to go bad, and then I'm going to roll again because I have the ability to roll again, and it's just going to go so much worse.
oh no. The karma's, if we're lucky, we can utilize and weaponize the karma and shoot it at the enemy and take them down with us.
Well, exactly what I'm planning.
So as we progress through the sewer, you're in a single file line. I don't really need to know the middle much. What I need to know is who's walking behind Thirdian.
I am.
Okay, I assumed, but I figured I'd ask. And then at the very back seems to be Peacekeeper, who's taking a very secret, like looking back and actually doing like guard duty back there. So okay, so
I would
that's
be,
fine.
I and my hound would be right next to Claire.
That makes sense to me. I just wanted to know who was literally the point of this group, so in case they see something they don't like, they can be like, and like not
Sure.
tell the people behind them if that happens.
Nina's
Claire-
sticking
yep.
close to Derek.
Okay, so I've basically got it as Claire and Derek, and then the dog, and then Dean, kind of more towards the middle. Unfortunately, the way this sets up, Eddie kind of gets shoved into like behind Dean.
I'll be next to Peacekeeper. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. So let's see. Okay, then it goes. Yeah, that
Could
makes
be
total sense. It makes
Derek,
Nick.
Amos.
Nick
Derek,
is in the
Amos.
middle.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Nick. Yep.
And
Okay,
then
about
it
Nick.
goes Eddie Peacekeeper. Yeah, this lines up about the way I thought. So okay, and we're just going through the dark, smelly sewer. It smells terrible down here. Big shocker. Nobody here is like, how should I put this? Nobody here is like needs to be clean all the time or anything. Like I'm just checking. Like I'm just making sure nobody has some characteristic that's like, oh man, I really need to not be in a gross place because this place is gross.
Nope.
Nah, nothing
Cool.
like that.
All right.
Teenage boy, he's cool with it.
Okay. You literally spend your time in a bathroom. Like that's where you spend your time in the boys' bathroom for large chunks of the
Clean
day.
bathroom though.
Okay, fair. Okay, so you guys are walking for a while, like I would say 40 minutes or so, and you guys are marking the walls as you travel. Then you enter a larger space where the tunnels sort of converge and connect. It seems like they've laid down some like flotation stuff, like driftwood, bottles, things like that, and they've made like a landing kind of area, like a circular area that is like seems pretty stable. So they made like a makeshift stage, is my best way to put it. On the floor, it looks like there's some old like lawn furniture that's a little bit rusty, but it's like set up in a way like you're getting guests to show up, And 30's like, this way to the queen. You guys just gonna follow along?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do this.
He's going for the ride.
As you approach where assume you guys are going to start sitting down, candles start to illuminate, and rats will gather at the very edge of the circle. So you'll just like kind of see them sitting there with their basically their eyes. They're in like low light visibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will start to chitter, and all at once, you guys who have translation on, for good or for bad, hear like the queen is coming. The queen's here. The queen's coming. And so, like, you'll hear kind of like various versions of that. Some are higher, some are lower. They're not all the same high pitch, but they're like all around you, and it's kind of annoying to be honest, because there's lots of them.
All right, I'm gonna roll a one step ahead here
Sure.
for this situation.
One step ahead.
Yes.
I assume that's a power. Which page? Is
Yes, it's 35.
35. All right, 35. One step ahead. All right. You've thought about every outcome. All right, so it's mental. Mental on D12.
Yep. Okay. That's a 9. So one ally gets an ongoing +1 in the current situation.
Who do you want to have the bonus?
I'll give it to Claire.
Okay, sounds good. I feel like we assumed this was going to happen.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, the queen is coming. The queen is here. All right. And after like the chanting starts to slowly like die down, as if somebody off camera has done like a motion, right? Like this like starts to quiet down. I think pretty much everyone's gonna have to roll like a fear check at this point. I know
Okay.
Vigilant?
Be vigilant. Yeah, this is a be vigilant moment.
So what
As-
bonus did you give me again?
You
It's
get a
just a
plus
plus
one.
one.
A plus one
in this
ongoing in the
situation.
scene. Yeah, it's kind of like what we deal with Phidias, except it's this specific scene. So,
Okay.
yeah. So you're basically gonna get a plus one to be vigilant because behind you, Eddie's going, "This doesn't seem right. Something's wrong," or something like that.
Yep. All right.
That was an emotional or persona.
Let me double check. I think it's Persona, but let me just be absolutely certain.
That's they're two different.
Relaxing sensation. Be vigilant. Be vigilant. There we are.
Mental, I think.
Mental.
Yep,
thank
and
God.
that
Okay.
is a.
Oh, wait, no. Be vigilant is for when you're trying to analyze a digital situation. That's not what this is. Glimpse of truth. I know it's in
Keep
here.
your wits about you. Is that what you're
That's
asking
the one
for?
we want. Yeah, good old keep your wits about you.
I was just trying to give a mental bonus, I guess.
I was trying to
Yeah.
get my mental. So it's persona.
Nope. Yeah, this is a
Just-
great
just hold on here.
this is a great spit of mental stress. That
Oh,
definitely goes.
okay.
That's a 10 anyway.
Okay.
All right. So that's different. That's a 9.
Okay. So that's a pass. Anybody fail their roll plus persona?
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
What am I
also
rolling against?
I also got a 10.
Dice roll plus persona, so 2d6 plus persona.
Oh, I think you said mental. That's in. one
Yeah,
second.
wait. I thought it was.
You
oh,
just
yeah.
said.
No, it's because we initially
Sorry.
thought initially it was said that was be vigilant, but I'm like, no. This is like you're seeing something you shouldn't. So this is definitely like keep your wits about you.
Okay, so that's a 7.
Okay.
That's not-
I rolled a 6.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry.
Good news.
Sorry.
Did you? Oh dear. Did you get the? Did you include the bonus?
Yes.
Oh damn. All right.
Because
Oh, the +1 bonus?
Well, no,
I
that was
have a
only
mi-
for Claire. That was only for.
that's
Oh, I'm sorry.
that persona is a -1 on mine at my end. So
Okay, so Dean's gonna probably run away or something in a moment, but that's fine.
I rolled a 7.
Right.
I sh-
That you still
that-
have a success,
Not a good.
but it's a hard choice or an extra price to pay. So I
Okay.
think I know what the extra price to pay will be, but we'll get to that. All right. So.
Wait. Hold on.
Yep.
1 second.
Oh yeah, Amos still has to roll.
Yes. 1 second. I'm sorry. Just.
I'm with you guys. I'm with you, my friends. And then he like looks and sees what it is. He's like, I'm leaving.
No.
Okay. Persona. And then my stance sheet. Sorry. We were supposed to go somewhere, and then last minute it kind of got delayed. Anyway, Persona -1, and then 6, 8, so 7, and wait, the plus. Oh no, not the +1, 7. So I got a 7.
Okay, so you both are gonna have a hard choice in a moment. But you
Wait,
don't.
7
Go
is
ahead.
7 a failure?
7 is still so it's a partial success. So you are terrified, but you are holding you're holding ground. And we'll get into it's either worse outcome, hard choice, or extra price. I'm gonna probably go with extra price. Actually, we'll offer you worse outcome, hard choice, or extra price. Right. So I can just choose one of those, and I know what I'm gonna do. All right. So what was so awful, so horrible that one of your companions is probably gonna try to run? So yeah, they start chittering. They suddenly quiet down, and an enormous, hideous thing, fat and ancient. She is well over 10 feet, laying down, a hideous abomination of excess with 12 giant sagging nipples, ready to feed its many offspring. On its head rests a small bone crown, and a smaller human hands to grasp a teacup full of the vilest spells to exist. Now, its hands, while I say are human-like, because she is an enormous rat, are actually kind of bigger than human hands. So they're to her smaller, right? Like smaller human appendages, but they're like proportionally still bigger than your hands.
they're like Shaq's hands. Or
like a tyrannosaurus. So, you feel the rats around you bow and clap their tiny hands, welcoming her to the circle. a few stronger-looking rats will drag out an overly large-sized tea kettle, steaming with green smoke. Okay. Yeah, she comes trundling out. You know what? I'm just gonna let Zeppo choose what happens here because he was terrified. Zeppo, feel free to explain what your reaction to seeing the horror that has crawled out of the sewer at you is. What is your gut reaction to seeing this thing basically slither because it's got an enormous body out from into the room?
The question is his loyalty to his friends greater than his terror?
You are
Because
already terrified. That was the role. That role was to, is my loyalty better than this situation? And you failed that. So you have to make a reaction. But what would your gut reaction to be like? I need to flee. I need to run at it because it's a horrible abomination. Or what? What is your fear reaction at this point?
how far we're on a walkway.
You're on basically a floating floor, literally. It's a circle arena-ish thing that they've used driftwood and stuff to make so that they could see their guests. And they've put like lawn furniture on it. Oh yeah, you actually, because you're psychically linked, you would feel Dean's fear. Derek asked me a question. So like everybody knows that he's like terrified. It's just like just like roll it out.
Is there? Okay, so I mean, I can fly away if I decide to flee. So, is there like how far is there like? What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm responding to chat. I should just do that separately. Sorry. You're gonna try and you think about flying away?
So I've got a question. So like essentially though, there's like a one path that we came along, right?
Yes. But you know that there are rats on all sides of you. Because they were there for the to watch the viewing, to be there for the tea party.
Yeah, I think basically Dean is going to just crouch in terror as much behind Derek as possible, and he's gonna have his hands over his head. And he's gonna try to like block everything out. Like this isn't happening. I'm not here. Like
the face of the rat queen stretches enormously because it's proportional to her face. You're seeing her rat like fangs, and she just seems like she's gonna laugh. She's very pleased. This is what humans should do when they see me. Okay, now for the other two.
Can I just say? Can I say
go
something? So what I was going to do, if you would let me, I was going to have the dog try to like keep Dean from running, but if he just collapses to the ground, the dog is just going to go over to Dean, and with its non-tongue, it's just going to start like pretending to like lick at him and just like
I don't know if that makes it better.
Kind of like cuddle up against him to kind of like comfort him, like
he's my emotional support.
Undead. He's my emotional support.
My emotional support skeleton.
Oh,
Nice.
quick side note, that's apparently not a thing anymore. The
Emotional support animals.
Yeah, now it's a psychiatric animal because they changed their regulations.
Oh, okay.
People were bringing emotional support peacocks onto flights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That. So this is Dean's psychiatric skeleton.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the correction.
Now, as for the other two, just because it makes the most sense, Amos and Claire were sitting in two of the lawn furniture, and a rat with a cup of green steaming something multicolored wanders up to you and Claire. So wanders up to Amos and Claire, being like, drink. The queen has offered it to you. So here's my choice. You can stay at the tea party and not be afraid if you drink the tea. If you do not drink the tea, you are just going to just leave. You're just going to be like, I don't want to be here. I'm gone.
Oh, so we like get kicked out?
Yeah, because you're basically... Here's the thing. Rude. You failed to roll for fear, right? So the moment of fear is really the cup coming towards you, and it's like, Do I drink this? This seems really bad. If I drink this, then you can stay in the meeting because you have overcome that fear. If you don't, you're gonna run. You're gonna run.
Is
Okay,
that what
so
the
I
keep
look at.
your wits about you was
Well,
for?
the keep of wits about you is for the horrible creature, but it says if you get a
Oh.
7, it offers you a hard choice. The hard choice is they are not afraid of the Rat Queen. They are afraid of the thing that is being offered to them.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like
I see.
this is horrible stuff. You saw it come from a steaming green giant brass teapot. Like,
All right, I got a question.
yes.
What the hell is it? Can I
don't
try
know.
to just
You can
glance?
Yeah. I was gonna say, can I somehow see if I can like deduce what it is?
Yeah,
Or...
that.
Yeah.
I feel like you are getting handed this, right? Do you if you do a roll like that, I feel like it's like you're hesitating. That's
All right,
how
no,
I
Claire-
you know what I mean? Can you see
Claire
how I'm
drinks
playing
it.
this? Like,
Like,
okay,
she's
you
already.
decide to tough it out and drink the horrible
Yep,
stuff that you've been
I'll
handed.
deal with that. Sounds like a problem for future
Okay.
me.
Amos, what do you do?
Give me 1 second. I'll drink it.
All right, people who drink the foul-smelling, multicolored tea. Let me tell you, it is probably one of the worst things you've ever drank. It feels and tastes chunky, but also has feels like chemicals from the sink, like stuff like that. I mean, it's steaming and hot, but not enough to
Okay.
burn you. So that's good to know. I will get to the outcome. Sage.
All right.
Okay.
I imagine it probably
How
smells
many
like
diseases did I
warm
get?
garbage.
It smells basically like warm. Yeah, you're not wrong in the description of warm garbage. It's hot garbage. This tea is hot garbage. All right. I will
You're all
have you
welcome.
roll a physical check of some sort. Do that. Yeah, okay. Let's just do it this way. First off, you're going to roll 2d6 in physical, the two people that drank the tea and didn't wuss out and just be like, nah, I'm out.
So 2d6 of physical that I rolled.
Okay, yep. So 2d6 in
So-
physical.
What will a 10 get me?
A 10 gets you a success. You don't start like vomiting or something
Okay.
immediately.
Is this a damaging skill, or is this like
This feels like
Oh, no, it's an 11.
this is okay. Well, we'll get to that. So you made an 11 total with your bonus.
Yes.
Okay, your body withstands the shock of actually drinking it. So okay, and then Amos, this is
So-
gonna be. Go ahead.
so is this like a damaging skill? Like is this like
You're not sure. Someone's handed you a thing and you've decided to drink it. This is basically
yeah.
your
So-
body's reflex versus.
yeah,
the thing.
but here's the thing. I'm an iron defender, so does that no, sorry. Iron skin.
It's on the outside. This is on the inside.
Ah, damn.
You're drinking
I
the
don't have
thing.
an iron stomach, you saying.
You didn't pick iron stomach as your skill, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay, so roll two physical, right?
Yep, physical and
Like,
2d6.
6. Yikes. Let's see. Where's my stat sheet? Physical, a big fat 0. So I got a 6.
Okay, you start vomiting to get this stuff out of yourself. You're just like, bleh, bleh, no damage, just shame. Just you're
But-
sitting there projectile vomiting.
I will say that Iron Skin actually says -1 damage from all types of attacks.
On your skin. That's why it's iron skin.
No. It doesn't say that though. It says
Oh
all
my
types
God.
of
It
attacks.
might. I don't think so. I don't think this is an attack. You willingly ingested this. You could have
Yeah.
run away. This isn't
like-
like she came over and slashed at you.
Yeah,
well,
she did. If
technically,
It's like a poison.
technically, your stomach is lined with epithelial tissue, so that's the same. That's the same tissue that
Okay.
lines your. That's
Like,
your.
I
skin.
What
think-
Zeppo
I think
said,
that-
I agree.
The
but it's-
epithelial,
But again,
the epithelial
I think-
tissue is the biggest tissue in the human body.
I don't think that counts, guys.
hold
Don't
on,
be
guys.
It's not an
honest.
attack.
This isn't an attack.
This isn't a
guys.
damaging attack. This is just nausea.
Something
you can
happened.
still get
Yeah.
nauseous with iron skin, okay? So it doesn't matter. It's
Damn.
not damaging in that
I think
way.
is fair.
You made a choice.
So he made a choice. He decided he didn't want to wuss out for the tea, and now he's paying for it. So he's now projectile vomiting, and he'll be doing that for a round or two. Next, one more for Claire. 2d6 in mental.
I could do this.
Yeah, you could do this.
Oh, I forgot a +1.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh,
I wish I had a +1. Damn.
Well, that's because
11.
Eddie specifically
Yeah,
bored.
yeah, yeah. No, I know. I'm just
Okay,
making a joke.
11.
Yes.
You drink it, and while it is disgusting and terrible, you thought that you was gonna like you could feel it creeping into your mind like a hallucinogen, and your body just ignored it and said nah, and just kind of stuffed it. The rat queen looks surprised and pulls her head back because she was kind of observing you guys as you drank it, right? And she just pulls her head back. Well, and she's just like, all right. She'll kind of like nod, not like she respects you as humans, but like respects the fact that you actually drank it and didn't keel over. So, all right. That is the setup for the scene. Just let me do one more minor thing. Okay. So she will ask. I'll switch over to her voice. I don't really. It's gonna be somewhere old and shrilly. And she's gonna be talking in her native tongue, so that's the way it's gonna sound.
Okay.
She will ask you, why did you want this meeting? This is not. Go ahead.
I'll let you finish. You go.
You know that we are not going to bend to your will. And they'll like chitter. You can hear like more chittering.
I was interested in meeting the queen that my companion has found a home with. That was the original intent of this meeting. Before anything else, honestly. But I was hoping that we could find common ground. But we'll see.
While I am impressed that you endured the tea, I cannot easily. Well, do you want to negotiate? What are you trying to do? Like, what's the? Oh, you're still trying to tell her. So I'll let you keep going. Sorry.
No, she's like, I mean,
It seems like she wants to know what you want from this conversation. That's what she's trying to gauge at.
out of character, just to remind myself and about things. As far as my character knows, she doesn't know that we're actually no, she would because I'm in my super form right now.
Oh no, she's sees you in superhero forms, so she's going to assume that. I mean, she doesn't necessarily know who you are, possibly, but she
Yes.
knows that you're definitely people standing in her way, which is why she asked, "What did you want this meeting for?" Because in a way that's like this might not go the way you want, for sure.
Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to remember. It's
No,
been
that's fine.
a good couple of
No,
months.
that's fine. So yeah, you had this. You're having this meeting. She obviously would at least know what your hero forms look like.
Yep.
Being that she's a coordinator for the other teenagers. Um, Derek is like kind of not Derek, excuse me. Nicholas is kind of like just on defensive. He's like he doesn't want to have anything to deal with this lady.
So,
But okay.
right. Honestly, I was wondering. You very much have sent your family to attack us before, getting in our stopping us from completing things. And honestly, I'm curious why exactly. What exactly are you after, and why are you trying to stop us?
Well, I simply hate every single human, all of them, deeply.
Why? What happened?
It is a long story, but since you've survived the tea, I feel it's the least I can do. When when this state was founded, three races were picked as how they divided the territory. Me and my kin were forced elsewhere, underground, as minions of a dark lord. We were not given the same rights as you, the humans and the lizards and all the other races, the deep ones. That's the first time we've heard them called deep ones, but like the green men who live in the caves. We were not given the same rights as them. We had no say. So we wait. And one day, we will take it all back. Maybe not today, but soon. She
Wow.
does not look like the counselor at all, except for actually on the end of her nose, you do see it is in her character sheet the little teeny spectacles. Everything else is just this horrible creature, but the little spectacles, they're still there.
That's adorable. Anyway, um, so you are resentful that you were forced. You weren't even allowed to be at the table. Is that what I'm understanding?
Correct. So when we heard we weren't going to be at the table, we took other means.
Okay. I mean, I imagine I'd be pretty resentful too if I was in that situation. Well, if and we are not the same. We are not the same people who did not allow you at this table, but um, what all you want is to be allowed from living underground. Is that what it is? Have your own space? Have your own say?
She'll bend her head back and she'll laugh and no, what we wish is to live above ground. We wish freedom to do what we do. We do not want to live underground in the dark. We do enjoy, seclusion, but we do not wish this to be our only way.
Have you tried this? So, like, you wish to live here, if I'm understanding, because if you wanted to, if you wanted to, live above ground, I could imagine you could have moved elsewhere, but, so you want to live here, you want to live above ground, you don't want to have to hide. Is that what I'm understanding?
We wish to be equals. If we went above surface and did anything, the other races in the compact would definitely start a war with us.
So I'm curious why, if you guys are obviously sentient, obviously have your own thoughts, minds, feelings, dreams, why would they keep you out of this? Did something happen in the
You
past?
say it like that, and it's a little bit more complicated. I mean, I get it from the human perspective. He goes, they have their own dreams, but we are also one dream and of one mind. If I'm sorry that this is complicated for a human.
I'm trying to understand. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to understand your point of view and see if there's anything that we can do to help to try to find common ground. Because I'd rather not this come to blows if possible. But
when Phidias releases the gate and his master strides upon the earth, then we will be free, for he will destroy all others that come before us. She's talking to you in a civil way, but you could definitely tell that she's like pleased by the very thought of that happening.
yeah. Even if you could live peacefully with everyone up here, would you even want to?
You're not sure. You're not sure if she says when she wants to live above ground, if she means like as like a happy rat colony or like a free buffet that is the earth.
Yep.
You're not too sure which of those things she means.
Can I try to analyze, try to figure?
Sure.
Can I get I would like to try to get a feeling.
You've talked to her for a little while, so yeah, you go ahead and make that kind of roll.
What was that? Mental, emotional?
Let's see.
Sorry, I really should read the book more. Sorry.
No, it's fine. We'll go look at the abridged sheet as always.
Actually, do I have a power that can help out with this? 1 second.
Let's see. I don't know. You can look at your sheet. Let's see.
Real quick.
Can I ask her a question?
Sure. I mean, Claire seems to be contemplating, so yeah.
I'm deep in thought, so yeah, go for it.
Do you have an assurance from Phidias and his lord that you and your kind won't be just subjugated again to their own machinations or their own minions? How do you know that you won't just end up in a deeper, darker hole?
you'll hear her laugh, and because it's in a cavern of like sewers, it'll just echo all over the place, and her mouth is, huge, so it'll just echo through the caverns, and be like, no, it's much. Our connection runs very deep. When Phidias, you say this was a very long time ago. This is like primordial almost. It's like when Phidias came, he forged us as much like the other races. They were forged from other gods, and Phidias is ours, and we are his. Complicated, but basically they're like Thrall. They're like it's like they're it doesn't it does don't worry, they're not gonna do how should I put it? He's not gonna turn against his own Thrall. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're implying.
Yeah, they've been at work together for so long. They're not gonna break that contract at this point.
And she'll laugh and she goes, "Why would you bite the hand that feeds you?" That doesn't.
I guess I'm trying to glimpse the truth, I guess.
Sure.
Well, again, I'm trying to get her. I'm trying to find out if there's any chance that
Yeah.
that the hand will get cut off. In the end, will he keep that contract?
I mean,
is he honorable enough?
the problem is the problem is you're not sure if she can answer you that way. She might be so deeply indebted to Phidias that she can't process that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm at least trying to plant the seeds of doubt in her that, like, oh, what if he does though? I mean, he is bad. He is not like an honorable being. So maybe he will just subjugate us again. And so I'm trying to plant those seeds of doubt.
Okay. Let me do the glimpse of truth, and then it sounds like Amos wants to say something because I heard his voice.
Well, for one, I think there is actually a role for trying to convince someone of something. But as I guess to follow up with that same question from Derek.
By the way, your face is still covered in like.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna spit out a bunch of puke. That was thanks for the tea, by the way. That was great. That was great. But so how long you and Phidias been working together? A few months, a few years?
Over 1,000 years in my generation.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, they have rats, above ground. Have you ever been to like a lab or, there's rats in at my house, and we live above ground.
Right.
We can breed with other kinds, but we are not the same.
So these aren't typical rats, obviously, and Derek is like holding the cup of tea and like pretending to sip at it, but he's just not. But he's also, if he can, he's like petting. He's actually petting one of the rats, and like kind of scritching behind its weird little human ear. Yeah, these aren't the same. These aren't typical rats. These are what would you?
I'll give you this. I'll give you this for free. Sorry. We are rat kind. It's hard to translate because you're getting a translation through the headpiece. You get rat thing, but that isn't quite right because she wouldn't say it like that. So we are of rat kind, but not rat. The one you're petting, you've noticed something very odd. When she looks left, they look left. When she looks right, they look right. She'll like, you know what I mean? Like it seems like she's watching the whole room.
Mind,
yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I've rolled a number of rolls about, like a lot of rolls about Phidias and what I know about Phidias.
Yeah, sure.
Do I know if Phidias has, like, if there's anything that would indicate that Phidias is planning on creating a new thrall, like creating some, has like plans or machinations? Aw, cat.
I'm gonna get back to Claire's question, but yeah, I know what you mean. Do do you think that that he would create a new throw? It depends if it would meet his own ends or what he needs to get done. He hasn't since he made them, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
but
been a
there's nothing to
while.
say. I mean, like, he's planning on changing a bunch right now, like gathering his power, it seems like,
Yeah.
and going to. It seems like he has very grand plans, and I don't know if these rats are even part of them.
I mean, they are a part, but you're not sure. He might be like 4 steps ahead. And there has been hints from when Derek has interacted with him. Either, I mean, he might have mentioned it or not, that have been almost prophetic. Like when he sees Derek, sometimes he says, "Is this the first time we've met?" You know, or is it the second, or something like that. And like weird, almost prophetic vision.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat wanted to say hi.
And it is very cute. Welcome. So I have a question. Claire, what was that role you were gonna could do? Because I feel bad
Right.
'cause you've been holding for a while.
Yeah,
Oh no, she was gonna try to she wants to get a
but
sense of her own personal opinion, just kind of like get basically a sense mode of what does she think that they're going to, like, she's trying to figure out if if even if they had a chance to get to the surface,
Right. What
would they
sort of
be
creature is
peaceful?
this? Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
because I get the feeling that if she really, really wanted to leave and have a space, there is more than enough places in the wilderness and just places, abandoned places in general, that she could just live there with her hive.
You
But
get the idea. You get the idea that her idea of living above the surface would not be a way that would be very agreeable for anyone else.
yeah, that's
Uh,
okay. So this is where we're
it
at.
seems like she is willing them not to go crazy and do horrible things. For some reason, she has not unleashed this horde of ratkin all over the world, all over the state on a killing spree. Something is keeping her in check, and therefore keeping them in check.
Okay.
More than likely, it's the thing she just mentioned, where she was like,
Yep.
"I don't want to start a war at this current moment."
She's biding her time for whatever she is biding her time.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Amos, sound like you had something you wanted to say.
Oh no, I thought there was gonna be a roll, but never mind.
Okay.
But,
Sorry,
just-
that was just finishing up Claire's roll. She did a roll, and then we kind of bounced around a little bit.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
What's
that's it. That's it. Go ahead.
All right. So let's see. Amos can probably be recovered mostly from the vomiting. Dean, I don't know, man. Like the source of your fear is right there, right? Do you try to like look up and talk to her, or do you just kind of curl fetally on the ground with your dog that you've been given? I'm not sure. You can kind of decide. And if you decide you want to try to break out of that fear, it's pretty much just another roll. That's the easiest way to
Well,
put it.
I think because I've been uh like nurtured emotionally by the dog, I would like to try to roll again to
Sure.
break out of it.
However, if you fail this one, I will give you there'll start being compounding negatives to your roll because you're like,
Oh, okay.
nothing is getting better. It is only getting worse.
Yeah, okay. So it's two D6 plus persona,
Press persona.
which I have a -1 at, so
Good times.
yeah.
hey, I have a -1 in Persona too.
I rolled a 9, so -1, 8.
Okay. You kind of steady yourself, but you are still on the ground. Um, so now you've got a kind of an idea of what her motives are, which don't sound great. She will look at you guys. Okay. Is there anything else we want to discuss before we get to the thing that I fear is going to happen soon? Or fear? That's a
Any
funny
questions for us?
word. And she'll kind of like rock. Her body will like rock around. By the way, the whole conversation, she has not like, she has been sipping the tea, but like you do notice like male rats and stuff will run up to her and like kind of like smaller ones will like suckle on. It's bad. just, and she'll think, and she'll, any questions for you? Why? Why does, is there, why do you persist in stopping us? This town, what does it mean to you? Does it mean to any of you?
It's my home. Simple as that. I have people that I love here,
Is, yeah.
and I want to protect them.
Mhm.
That's really all there is.
Family is important.
Family is paramount. I was hoping to come Comic Con because of the fact that one of my little friends has a family with your family, as she pets 30M.
Ah, Thirdium.
Yep.
And Thirdium will do a little bow. It's the queen. And like, bow.
Yep.
Yes. The seven of them are a very interesting experiment. Since we are magical creatures ourselves, we found that we could mix the magical creatures with our own and create hybrids. Fascinating, really.
Just happy that my buddy is happy.
Oh no, I would never treat my kin badly. There's a pointed words there. She would never hurt 30, and she would definitely hurt you though.
Oh no, absolutely. Yep.
Have you done that with humans?
She looks disgusted. Mixed with humans. Disgusting. I only take your shape so that I may learn your weaknesses, so I may learn who I can trade to my demon to turn into beasts and monsters to fight you.
I mean,
That would explain why you're so good at work advice, you know.
Yeah, she's great. She's great at personal relationship advice. Terrible at picking jobs for humans.
Yeah, you know, career
Humans.
advice. I know that
Terrible.
you're. This explains your career advice. Why you're so good at career advice. Eddie would just comment.
I cough a little bit.
I mean, well, what you're saying we're weak and pathetic, but you're literally only ever talked to high school students, and I don't know. Seems
I'm gonna be honest, like
She's gonna need
some
some
of my
third-degree burn cream for that shit.
honestly, like honestly, have you really seen some of the jocks have been really and some of the cheerleaders have said like they're not the best of us.
I agree. You might not have seen the best of humanity, but
There's a
I
whole
doubt
wide
you've seen
world
the
of
worst
there.
either.
There are billions of millions of people out there.
I was willing to talk to you for two reasons. One, for my amusement,
Of
so that you
course.
would come down here and have the strength of heart and mind to come and talk to me. That was one.
Yep.
Two, I've surrounded you with thousands of my minions.
Oh, I know.
Okay. However, I don't think their teeth will be able to penetrate your magical resistance, but I'm sure they will try.
Oh, are we getting started? Is this conversation over? Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, I don't have any problems with time. You might. So it looks around. The other ones, like they've kind of like even the one near Derek has kind of like started to like kind of like do like stretches, you know, like it's like if it's about to be a fight, then like I'm gonna get ready.
Yeah, Derek at this, Derek starts kind of backing off from it. Like, okay,
Quick question for you guys. Is anyone going to try like an actual convince? I know you guys have been having a conversation with her. You understand her motives. But obviously it'll be at a super hard negative because like her whole life has been devoted to a demon, and her race is basically just kind of an extension of her and the demon. So there would have to be like an astronomical level of success. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's a plus emotional I mean, it's possible.
It's possible, and that might not be that she surrenders. He might just let you go out of like faith or
Yeah,
something.
I honestly, I think Eddie will.
You're
Eddie's,
gonna you're gonna try. All
yeah,
right.
you
Well,
haven't
well, could
seen
I
the best of humanity,
Well,
and
okay. Well, you
could I
guys can
make
have a
one
discussion. That's
last
fine.
one last statement? Maybe anyone who wants to could kind of make final appeals in a sense,
right,
Sure.
and then
we can do this together on this.
yeah, and then we
Yeah,
could
I
do
think
it.
we should.
Let's do this together. Help to bolster our ability as much as possible. So, um, Derek is gonna actually turn away from the queen and kind
Okay.
of like address the audience of the rats in a
The,
sense and
the
say,
rats that are assembled.
yeah, and
So,
say, you know, your queen is right. You were created by this entity who may or may not care for you, may or may not um, be concerned for your lives' well-being or further existence. But uh, but why throw everything away on a maybe? Why why endeavor to destroy when there is a glimmer of hope that that you know peace can be found, that some way, that there might be some way to survive, to create something better for yourselves and become something more than just uh, uh, the minions of some distant uh, uncaring being. Why not create a better society for yourselves and show the world that you're not just uh, uh, what they may think of you, but that you have the ability to change and to protect yourselves and to foster something greater here in this moment. Um, why throw everything that you could be away for um, for for what you don't even know to come? And that would be Derek's appeal.
okay. So that's Derek's moment. You won't be. I'm just gonna say that you're not gonna be allowed a second speech. So that was your bit. Anybody
Yep.
else can go ahead. Eddie, I know wanted to do something too.
Dean
Yep.
would like to
Oh,
say something if
nope, no,
possible.
that's fine. I said everybody can have a moment, and I feel like it's gonna be people have moments, and then Dean's gonna try to give it a not Dean. Eddie's gonna do like the closing and be like, "So, can we talk?" you know?
Yeah, so I don't want to uh, disrupt Eddie. But Dean is like uplifted by this little presentation by Derek, and he's like, "Listen, we have to find a way to work together. We're all equally powerful in our own right, but together we can achieve so much more than we could ever achieve individually. Work with us, accept us, and work with us, and we'll accept you and we'll work with you, and together we can find something that's mutually beneficial for all of us. We can help you realize that dream of living below the surface and occupying space above ground as well, where nobody will be oppressed by this, that we can live in harmony together." That's it.
Yeah. You may not care for us, and you may not care for anyone at the high school, but I think you are underestimating our abilities. We will beat Phidias, and you can either be an ally, someone that we can work with, not maybe not us, but humanity. We have more to offer to you than I think that you realize. I don't want you to throw that away because, you know, there's going to be someone that you can work with when this is all over, and Phidias won't be on top.
I concur. He's not. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
So, yeah, this is a chance that you have to let us go and we'll continue this discussion when all of this comes to a conclusion. Or you can fight us right here and now, and that won't end well for you. That's my convince.
That's worth a shot. Sorry, I am gonna let somebody else speak if they want to. But none of the people that have talked already. So that would be Claire or Amos, I guess.
Amos, do you have anything before I say something?
No, I mean you go ahead.
Nothing but sick burns.
I'm
Claire,
not. I'm
finish.
not. I don't think I'm gonna be very convincing, so I'd rather not.
Okay.
No.
Claire finishes her tea. She finishes. She lays it down. The fact that we're here to talk to you instead of just going down to your hut and raiding your home should be telling that we want to work with you. And the fact that my little buddy has found a loving home with your family, at least tells me that you're very, at least you have what I mean, you have obviously good family values for your own family, but at least you're willing to do something to make sure that they are safe and sound. I believe going with my companions, I would like to at least um to give up an olive branch at the very least before I'd hate to come to blows. Phidias is going down. The fact that we've already trapped a part of him should be telling that he isn't as strong as he likes to think he is.
You say that, and since that was just kind of like open conversation, you kind of get like a head tilt of capturing a part of him because that is not information that they would necessarily know.
I
So
know.
they'll do like a little bit of head tilt, like this. Okay. And so what I will say is this is basically the extreme of not liking people, right? So this is like a -3 already. But
Yep.
you can do the doing it together, which gives it a +3 because that's the maximum that you can give. So you guys have all three of the people that gave impassioned speeches. That's fine. You just add them to Eddie as a plus bonus to the roll. Then Eddie's gonna roll. Now, the way this is written is that if he fails, everyone fails, kind of thing. So it
That's
says
right.
like, what is your actions put you both in danger. You lose one power, relationships break, all sorts of bad things happen. Forward, but you put yourself in danger. Okay. So basically what you're doing is you're doing your basic like 2d6 roll plus your stat with no bonuses up or down because basically you've balanced out. Your whole team is like, you can do it, helping you, and then she's like, I hate all people and all humans should just die, basically.
All right. And this is an emotional, I believe.
We're going with convince because this makes the most sense.
Yeah, so an emotional.
Yep.
Okay, that's not bad actually.
All right. What was the roll?
See here, it's a 10.
Oh boy. All right. So 10 is they do what you're asked, but if the ask is too great, they will tell you what it will take for them to do it. You basically just want to leave the situation, right? That's what you've discussed with them. They're like, you don't think that we're going to come to a good conversation here, and you just want to leave. Okay. If their ask is too great, they'll tell you what it takes to do it.
Well, I'm kind of thinking that our ask, yeah, we want to be able to leave peacefully, but we're also hoping that at the very least they'll decide to just sit on the sidelines and not interfere. Look, if Phidias, like, it's kind of, and again, I'm not saying this, but it's like if Phidias wins, then you're on Phidias' side. But if we win, then we can all work together and figure out how to go forward. You know, so you're kind of playing neutrality in a sense.
You're Switzerland.
Okay.
Well, let's not go with Switzerland.
Okay. So what you're telling them is to stay on the sidelines and just let you guys leave without a conflict. That's basically what the general idea is. Wow. All right. I didn't know you were guys. This is one of the great thing about role-playing games. All right. This is the way we're going to go. All right. She does a motion where she moves her one arm, one little hand one way, one little hand, like Moses almost, parting a sea of rats, and she will clear a path. It goes, "Do not bother me or my kind." And she'll focus like she's like making a sniffing noise, or my office again. Oh, and if you try to reveal my identity, I will kill your family. Goodbye. She just looks, stares at you as you leave.
Does she glare on somebody specifically?
Well, when she said "or my office," she did like kind of sniff the air with her rat nose and look at
Amos, I
Amos.
think.
Yeah, he was like, because she went back to her office at some point and was like, somebody's like tore through my desk. Like you didn't clean up after yourselves. You just kind of like, I'm leaving. So yeah.
I thought we were pretty neat about it, but okay.
I think you opened up her drawer and she definitely has files missing. Like, you know what I mean? Like she would notice that.
We didn't take anything though.
Yeah, you did. You took random files of like people's names.
No,
And,
you
we,
gotta
we
remember,
took we took only one page.
oh, you took one page?
and you gotta remember, this is a rat. They have a
Yeah. But I'm sure
she has
I'm
a-
sure she noticed that we were there.
Yeah, she noticed. You're right. She
her
might not
sense of
even know.
smell.
He's probably really insanely talented. Like even
Yeah,
better
yeah.
than yeah.
Well,
And
she's a magic rat, so
How I put this is she doesn't know how you got in there or what you did, but she smells you. She can smell that. So you were in her office at some point, and she definitely didn't have a meeting with you.
Hmm.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that tracks. That tracks.
But
That's right.
but you basically, yeah, she says that if you break your if you bother us or my family, I will go after your family. That seems only fair.
Hmm.
that's fair.
And she has a lot more family members. So
Well, I think the implication is if you mess with her, rats will come up into your house, and it'll
no,
be
I got the
Okay.
I got the implication.
okay. Gotcha. You,
Yeah.
you will be.
Just so everyone knows, if this went badly, I was gonna use bellowing scream and make all of the
I
rats
feel like
scatter.
you might
Oh,
deafen your
I was
players.
gonna roll deja vu and then try to do some curse stuff. I was like, I saw this in a dream once.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was waiting.
I'm surprised you
Bellowing-
guys took the non-violent approach, but that's that's glitter heartsy, so that's fine.
Well,
I
and that's what we.
That
that's
seems
what
to
we've
be our
been
MO.
doing. That's what we've been doing the whole time. Is we've been winning with, and I love that for our group because we've been murder hobos in the past,
Right.
and we've
Yeah.
kind of grown as a group
Yes.
at least in this game, and
Yes.
we're winning by diplomacy. It's been really fun to watch.
I think so. So you've been guaranteed neutrality, but that doesn't mean that they're on your side. They'll basically-
Non-cooperative. They're
they'll-
just neutral.
They're just they're
Okay.
just gonna be like
They're gonna
not
go.
interfering.
I think the Switzerland analogy stands pretty
Yeah.
well. They're Switzerland. They're still going to be doing things because Phineas wins. They want Phineas to be like, oh yeah, you were loyal to me, So, and again, that's a smart play on their part. So we can make that assumption. They're still going to be kind of playing both ends, but leaving us alone, and that's really what we're looking for. We don't need another enemy.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
They're playing both sides, so they always win.
Yeah, but again, like when it comes to us facing against him, we don't have to worry about them showing up and at least there's a very high probability that they're not going to show up and take part in it, because they're probably a little afraid of us. They can see that he's beginning to lose his power, and we've appealed to their sense of community and civility as much as it is to say, hey, you know what, we don't want to lose in the end, in any regard. So let's just play nice for now.
Right. They're taking the status of we are still agents of Phineas. We're still gonna if Phineas asks where you are, they're gonna tell him. You know what I mean? They're not gonna hide anything from their master, but they are not going to actively interfere in your fights. At least as far as that's what was implied.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can I as we leave, can I do one last thing?
Sure, that's fine. I mean,
Um,
basically 30 will lead you out. They led you in.
well, so like in the like, I'll be the last one to leave the hall, and I'll just
I'll leave
say,
the bucket of chicken.
"Oh yeah, the chicken." Yeah. So I was just
I
gonna,
love food.
I was gonna go, I was
Premium
gonna
rat food.
go and for your willingness to work with us, this, and I'll snap my finger and I'll just make cheese rain down from
It
the ceiling.
That's a wish.
A wish, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
roll it.
I love the very high end rat food.
Oh, okay, people are like leaving offerings. Oh, they'll take the offerings. There's a lot of mouths to feed. So
If that's what we're doing,
That's
I
a
did have a sandwich packed, so I'll
that's a 10. So I'm kind
okay,
of like imagining, like, you ever get the Sargento like shredded cheese?
it's
Yeah,
like
So like just shredded cheese, just starts
rains from the
pouring,
sky.
just starts raining down on all of them. So
cheese,
so I gotta take a break real
cheese.
quick.
I know. I'm just picturing them all screaming cheese as they kick into the air and grab, like it's raining money, like at like Wall Street, right? Like,
It's raining tacos
oh
from
my
out of the
god,
sky.
it's just you just see them like I just picture them all scream like you hear it in your head, your headpiece. So you're just screaming cheese, the word over and over and over again, and just well, that's peculiar.
Hey man, that
As we're walking out, I'm like, I think that went really well. That
You
was
oh
you
my
basically convinced an Elder Riggs boss to not to go away. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
I didn't prep dodge roll today.
It's
It
Elder
was
Riggs boss.
wasn't on my bingo card.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are we far enough away? Where are we now before I start talking?
30 in has left you about halfway out of the tunnel. It's gonna take a little bit. It took like 40 minutes to get down here. She wanted you in a place that was very underground.
Yep, I understand.
By the way, though, as you walk, you do notice little rats will like pop out of like, holes and things and watch you guys as you leave.
Yep, no, that's fine. I'm not really saying anything because I'm not quite sure how this hive
when
mind thing
when
works.
they when they poke their little heads out, are they chewing on little bits of cheese?
Some might be, others might be just ones that were stationed in the hallway, so they're probably just
Uh-huh.
like poking their head out to see like somebody passing, and then
Well,
popping
so
back in.
if they don't have little bits of cheese, then Derek's gonna give them little bits of cheese.
Okay, you're feeding. Okay, that's fine.
Hey man, if it works, it works.
Just picturing like
I'm
a
just imagining like Wind Waker when you're in the little dungeons and little rats come out
yeah.
Eat.
and you have to feed them the bait.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing like the like I said in my head. There's always these cutscenes where the villains are like away from the heroes, right? And like there's just a cut shot of like this grotesque rat queen just sitting there going, "Well, I think that went as well as it was going to," and like little ones are like skittering at her feet, like just
I
sort of
need
like
to
contemplating, just kind of like sitting and thinking.
I need to know, did she at least try the premium rat food?
I mean, probably. She seems to, as your friend, your rat that you had described. They like to mix whatever's around, so she probably had it somewhere in the mix of food that she ate. So the premium rat food and some of the cheese and I don't know half of Eddie's sandwich or something, and just picturing her head kind of just shoving into it, right? Tea and sandwiches. Yeah, okay.
That could have gone worse.
I think overall, you didn't go any worser than you started, right? In fact, you did get the benefit of them saying that they're not going to interfere in the next combat, basically. So that's a benefit.
Maybe after we out of character, maybe after we defeat Phineas, we might try the olive branch thing again.
Can you roll a 2d6 in mental? Sorry, it was something that would occur to you now that you're thinking about it. If they are
8.
molded from Phidias as gods mold things, What do you think will happen if you kill Phidias?
Pretty
Well,
sure they'll just go away. That was what I was thinking.
Yeah,
They might just
they're
might
just gonna
disappear
die.
into the aether or something.
what does that mean for my little spider friend? Does
Oh,
his
my
family
family's
go
gonna die.
poof?
Or he
Aw.
might revert into some other form without the rat genetics. Hopefully, the good result is it just turns into a spider, and the rat stuff kind of gets purged. The bad result is it becomes half of spider. Uh, that's the bad result. The bad
Oh,
result is it teleports unsuccessfully. That would
oh.
be
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to think about that in the. I'll time to do some research. Maybe I can try to. I'm not sure what can I do.
oh, you could accept the mantle of Phidias within you, and then they'll live on because you'll have Phidias's power, right? Yeah.
Don't tempt her. Don't. Those are some dangerous
See,
thoughts. I.
after you defeat the real Phidias, the fragment will be under your control, and then you can rise his power. You can handle it. Yeah.
Claire is going to take that part of her that's definitely not the demon in her head telling her that, yeah, she totally got this. She's going to put it away for a moment.
Okay,
And
that's fine.
I mean, but I hope you know that she is, in fact, like, bad idea.
Okay. It is really late at night by the time you guys exit the yeah, the sewer kingdom, as I'll call it at this point, and go out through the large metal grate that was in front of the main entrance to the sewers. What now? It was like midnight, so it's probably like 2 or 3 in the morning. Probably, let's say
I
3.
say it's like 3.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely like 3. You had a
Is there school
conversation.
tomorrow?
Well, it was Friday night, so no.
All right. I don't
Is
think I can.
Domino's still open?
Arkham Pizza's still open,
Oh,
probably.
American Pizza, that's right.
I
They
didn't
have
eat anything.
they have really
I'm
weird
hungry.
hours. Ironically, I've described what the Arkham Pizza logo looks like. Does anyone remember? Just for humor value. All right, let me see if I can find it again. But basically, it's
Is it the
like
Batman symbol?
no, it's actually like a rat with like a little like wizard thing on the Arkham Pizza. It's like their mascot.
Oh, geez.
I've explained. It's like Chuck E. Cheese almost, right? So it's kind of ironic that you guys go. And he's like, okay, man, we're hungry. So you get Peacekeeper like what? Drop you guys off at Arkham Pizza.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey guys, I'm proud of you. You didn't immediately attack her. But no,
Well,
I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Good
Dean
job,
could have.
we've all been really good about trying to, talk through problems and help people, and not really necessarily trying to help her, but trying to help them. And I mean, yeah, there is the possibility that they'll, end up betraying us, or maybe if we win, they'll be no more. But it's at least it's a form of peace for now, and we can work around it.
The other
Um,
thing, the other thing is, since we didn't attack or be combative, at some
mhm.
point we might win them over as allies. We might need as much help as we can get before
Yeah,
long.
yeah. Well, I mean, the food and the cheese and the kind words, and recognizing their community and their goodness. Maybe it'll help them to start to see that humans that there is also some kindness and goodness in humans. And we probably should have pointed out the fact that Nick has fought them several times and has actively never killed any of them. So there you go. There's another sign of human kindness and concern for their well-being. He'll give Nick a high five.
Nick will accept
Oh,
the high
Nick's not
five.
there.
No, no, he is. Peacekeeper left, but Nick is still with you because he's with
Yeah,
your group.
yeah.
Nick will say something like after the incident in the woods where he would say him, but also the creature killed the lizard people. I have sworn never to kill anything. I generally my attitude is never to harm another creature.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but again, but for them personally,
Yes.
you've stuck to your guns no matter how many times they've attacked you. You've always worked really hard to be as non-lethal as you can, and that just again adds to our argument that they should be on our side because we're going to work to keep them safe and help them as opposed to send them into dangerous situations where they could get killed. Um, so I mean, hopefully their little brains, their hive mind begins to realize that, and maybe she'll start to think, I want to keep my children safe, not put them in harm's way. Maybe there is a different path. And that's all we have to do. We just have to sow the seeds of doubt in their mind that says, we need to wage war on these people. And that's it.
The I feel the only problem is we're not going to be able to talk our way out of an ice giant or talk Phidias down, not just because he operates on a different level. Not
Of
saying
course.
he's super intelligent, but I'm saying that he operates in a non-human way. You
No,
know,
of course. But again, it gives him one less tool to attack us with. That's
Yeah.
and that's what we're trying to do is we're trying to dismantle his 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 power network. He's got power, but he's not all powerful. He no longer has these students who are sleeper cells to hurt us. He no longer has full control over this rat colony to hurt us. When we go into the mirror to
right.
deal with the ice golem, yeah, that's going to be tough, and yeah, we're not. It might be a hard fight, but we'll figure out a way there to do the best we can to be peaceful. And if we can't be peaceful, then we'll fight. And that's what we
Mm.
have to do. But we're trying to slowly pick away at his power network so that it's him standing alone in the end, and he's got all those who he had tried to rally around him are now facing him to fight.
Okay. It seems like Nick agrees with the idea, but he also seems like, how are we doing against Phidias? That seems like he's a rational guy. What do we have to deal with Phidias when we see him?
I mean, we have we have a piece of him. Looks at Claire. Um,
He's in my head, locked away.
Uh,
you know,
I'm
we
trying to research on exactly re- how to maybe just either stop him or nullify his powers, or it's not going too well, but I'm gonna try harder.
didn't we have a ritual?
you
What was that
do.
ritual about? Yeah.
You have a sigil that was given to you from basically from a timeline where you guys failed, and
Hmm.
so it was sent
Wait,
to you.
out of character. I might not have been there for
Sure.
that session.
So basically, the really rough version is there was a timeline where you guys, we'll call it timeline A, where you guys confronted Phidias, and he was way more powerful than you guys thought. You were getting your butts kicked, so you flipped a coin, and that basically, you guys know what the coin does. You flipped the coin to Nicholas, and Nicholas did a jump, and basically he went up into where the great race of Yith are, and they learned about a thing. Hold on, let me rewrite this. Sorry, this was a while ago.
Yeah.
So it
I
was.
kind of recall this.
Oh right. So
Nick
no,
was
I remember now. You gave him the coin. Nicholas fled. Nicholas spent an entire extra part of a timeline learning a ritual that he found in the basement of basically like the Vatican, and then used the coin to beam out to the great race of Yith. And from that point, he came in contact with your friend, whose name now escapes me. I have to.
Zanzibar.
Nope.
Zanzibar?
This was the character who got initially beamed up by the Ithians, and her name now escapes me for some reason. Viola, thank you.
Oh,
Viola,
yeah.
Viola told me Viola. Anyway, Viola initially was up there because of the other original issue with the Ithians, and so what happened was he came in contact with her, told her about the sigil, and when she beamed back down, she had the information from Timeline A. I know,
Yeah.
and that's the boiled down version.
Yeah.
Uh, So you have a kind of a cheat code, but deploying it is going to be hard because you have to basically like set this thing up. You know what I mean? And then kind of convince him to get near it, basically.
Didn't we talked about the possibility, or I had mentioned the possibility of trying to draw it out on large pieces of paper? So like, okay, it needs to be so big. So let's draw it out on 5 or 6 large pieces of paper that we can in that moment put down on the floor, so we don't have to draw it out in that moment. It's already put together, and then we can just fold it up when we need to. We can pull it out, set up the circle in that way. I don't know if that's an option.
If you want, you could try to get more information from Toby. He's kind of a ditz, but he would know more about how that might work or how that might play out.
Okay, all right. But that was just one option. So at least we had a portion of it. If we're told that this would work, then at least we have a portion of it put together. So we're cutting down on our ritual time in that moment. So we can kind of start to look at how we can kind of piecemeal the thing together, so that when the time comes, we can do that. Hopefully, what we can do is find a way to hold him magically or physically or however, get him into, and then build the circle around him and perform the ritual and bamf him away in that way.
This is like 90s time, so I would say you think that for this to work, it has to follow Ghostbusters rules, right? That's what we're going with here. Like he has to be in a weakened state, and then you can kind of like close the lid on him. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have to kick his butt, use like a hold person in a sense, chain him up, put the circle around him, enact the ritual, and be able to deal with him finally in that way. And it's a long shot, but again, if he doesn't have an army of rats to come in and mess that up, that makes it a lot easier. If he doesn't have, allies to rely on, that makes it a lot easier. So we just have to continue picking away at, and I think he's only got a few at this point, who are left fully loyal to him.
I'm sorry to interrupt, guys. I'm just getting really tired, so I'm gonna head home. I got school. We got school in the morning, right?
It's Saturday.
No, tomorrow. Yeah, it's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna head home. Really
Hey,
tired.
if you're tired, go. Yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks for showing up.
Thanks for helping. Yeah.
And then Eddie will head out the door and just disappear into the night.
Okay, it just zips home. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a bad idea if we're done. Is this pizza place, is it well known for being open late or open all night?
It's open all night. It's one of the only places that is open all night.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we probably all could get moving if we needed to. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit amped up right now, and tomorrow's Saturday, so I'm not super worried about it. But yeah, if anybody wants to get going.
I'm not quite ready. Also don't think coming home this late, my mom's gonna pretty pissed at me if I wake her up.
Yeah, I hear you. Dean, Amos, you guys good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna hang out a little bit later. I hear that at the end of the night they give away their pizza that they don't sell. So I think if I hang out a little bit longer, I might get some free pizza.
Oh, I want you to know because it's late at night. You do see some of like, I wouldn't say like people that look like cultists, but like people that are like kind of shadier individuals, like eating pizza and like maybe it's just the night. It's early in the morning, right? But like, it also seems like this is a hangout spot for like pretty much like the riffraff of the town too. Not surprisingly,
People who drive around in vans with no windows.
drive vans and no government vans. Just it's a thought. It's the only place in town where they still serve us food. So
Hmm.
that overnight diner vibe, right?
All right. I do want some help figuring. I feel like my next course of action is figuring out how to actually take down videos, since this was definitely going to be.
Mm.
So this is honestly, I would love the help from as many people as possible. If you
I think that
guys want to
maybe
help me out tomorrow.
we need to talk to Toby. We may need to do that a couple of times because you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe we need to go back to Zanzibar and
Well,
try to find more
we can talk to
research
Toby
there.
right now. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
think
I
he
know.
has work.
I'm just, just saying, like, we might need to talk to Toby a few times to get
We
a
should.
straight answer. But yeah,
We
we
should
could
also.
call.
Well, what I'm
We
saying, we
could.
can start right now, since
Should we?
I don't think he
Should we
has
do?
specific working hours.
Should we really do it in front at a pizza place?
Yeah, with
Um,
people who could be keeping an eye on us.
Looks for rats.
Yeah.
Pizza Rat just runs away. Damn it, they spotted
Damn.
me.
Oh. I point like I
Look
give
for
him points like that. Like
look, look for a guy with with an eye drawn in the middle of his forehead.
I look
Right.
for three rats stacked on top of each other in a
In a
trench
trench
coat.
coat.
Yeah.
wait,
No, but I would say that definitely people that like it's more like maybe it's just the time of night. You get like people that are like kind of like the people that you'd expect, like overnight shift workers, like just general people that like the town is not so great because this is the place time they can eat.
Hmm.
Like
hey,
um
what do you got against late night shift workers?
late night shift. I worked the late night shift before. Okay.
Exactly. Oh, so
So
people
Probably
like
all
you.
have.
Got it, Brian. Got it.
ouch. Yes,
Yeah.
just a
Yeah. Oh
table.
man.
There's probably like a group of like nerds arguing about like Warhammer lore over there somewhere. And you know what I mean? Like it's 3 in the morning. you know.
Oh wait, I
Right.
know
I
some of
mean,
those.
but wait,
I know some of those dudes though. I'm okay
can
with those
people even
dudes.
can people even see Toby? I don't remember if he's invisible or not.
Toby is actually, I believe last time we checked, Toby is invisible to people that aren't you. That's last time we
Hmm.
checked on it. I think it was like a phone that rang in Zeppo's pocket, like the very first scene you saw.
Right.
So it was definitely only visible to Zeppo. So yeah.
Is it still where you can smoke in an establishment like this? I'm
Um,
Derek wants to smoke a joint. I don't know if he can get away with smoking a joint
Only
in
because
here.
I mean, it is 3 a.m. at a pizza place, or
Hmm.
later than that at this point.
And everybody else is probably smoking a joint anyway. Come on.
It's also 1995, so it's very illegal still.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you
Yeah,
can
this is not the first
smoke.
time I called it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, hey, do you guys want to? Anybody want to go outside? Help me smoke this, and we can go outside and we can call Toby. Uh,
Reefer dumbs the mind. Not not my
he,
thing.
Derek just like looks at you with
And
this like
and
inquisitive look.
you
Like
say that,
you don't
you say
have
that
to smoke it. I just want to know if you want to give me some company.
as you said that. Nick's like, just pass it, please. He's had a rough night.
I'm saying let's go outside. The
Yeah,
five of
yeah.
us can all go outside, and
I know
whoever
what
wants some.
I know what you mean, but Nick, I feel like the only person that here, well, actually not the only person here, but like he's definitely one of the people that would be like, yeah, man, it comes from the ground. Like,
I'm into it.
Just,
I'm
I
into
just
it
don't
right now.
picture that
Yeah.
he
I'm
wouldn't
not
be.
sure. My mom told me not to tie the devil's lettuce, as she calls me.
And that's why you should.
Something. No peer pressure, dear. Fine. Like she gets up.
Oh
Giggles.
my god.
Cabbage.
The first
Oh.
time in a role playing game where I've been like, and then three people are smoking behind the Arkham House of Pizza.
Well, all
And
right.
four of them
Nick and
running.
again, I was gonna say we can all go outside, and whoever wants to can smoke some of this with me, and we can call Toby out there where we're not just talking to an invisible
And this
character.
is why I love you, Derek. You're smart.
Yeah,
As long as you guys don't get violence.
the cannabis dims the mind, but
All right.
it also opens it.
All right.
Okay.
Just
Violence.
Is
You've
is
been watching
Amos,
too many propaganda
is
films.
Amos
Dude.
gonna follow them behind the
Yeah, yeah.
Arkham House of Pizza where they're smoking joints? Like that's what it sounds like
Yes,
going on.
but
Yeah,
as long as they don't get violent. I've seen Reefer Madness.
Okay,
You've been
so
watching too many
Oh, I don't
propaganda
think I've
films,
seen that
dude.
movie yet.
Oh, it's great, man. I love every time I'm at home and I'm smoking. I love watching that.
Probably
okay,
after this talk, we should
me-
at least try to get some sleep because
Gives me
okay.
the
don't waste
giggles.
our entire Saturday.
So I'm setting the scene, right? You're behind the only place that's open in the middle of the night, so it's pretty dark. There's maybe like a little bit of light on the horizon. Three teenagers are leaning up against the Arkham House of Pizza, basically passing the lighter around. 'Cause I assume you wished for one or some nonsense, and you
No, he would have a lighter.
Oh, you'd have a lighter. That's true.
Yeah,
Okay, so
come
then you're passing it around, lighting everybody up, and then
It-
I assume you summoned Toby, right?
Yeah. Well, wait. Is Dean? Is all five of us are out there, or is it just the three of us?
Eddie went home, so
No,
that's
I know Eddie went home, but Dean is there. Amos, Claire, Derek, and Nick. So it's
Nick.
five.
Nick was there. Oh yeah, sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick's there as well.
I'm just making sure all five of us are here. That's all.
Did Dean decide to go with the group behind the House of Pizza?
Unless Zeppo had to bounce,
I mean, that's totally possible too. But I was just asking
and
if he
he's
was
also
there.
muted.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah, he's been talking this whole time and frustrated that we're not responding to him.
Oh,
You know
well,
what, Derek? Dean? That's a great point. Thanks, buddy.
So,
Let's go outside.
so no, he did say be right back. So he might actually just be
okay.
be
Yeah.
dealing with stuff there. So,
Yeah, that's
uh,
true.
all right. So we'll just put Dean there because that's where all the group went. He might not necessarily be smoking, but he'll be there. So I guess it's just Dean. Yeah, we'll put Dean and Amos there, but not smoking, and everyone else is. That seems fair.
Cool.
Okay. And who summons them? Who
Well,
summons
since
Toby?
Wait.
I mean,
Claire, are you smoking?
I believe they said.
oh no, you that. She stares at it and she's like, Claire's like, she doesn't like following her mom's rules, but at the same time, she stares and is like, should I? Shouldn't I? She's like, I don't know.
You know,
Surprisingly
Claire,
high
don't.
pitched voice.
You know, Claire, don't. It's okay.
She's gonna be
Don't
mad
do it.
paranoid if it's gonna happen.
But you're doing it.
I'll
So-
no. Yeah, but I do it. I do it pretty regularly. I don't.
But you said it opens the mind to knowledge. Does that mean I get my third eye and I can?
Don't.
Open
You
your
don't.
mind to knowledge.
I hand it to Nick, and I'm like, you and I will do this when this is all over, and you don't have a piece of a demon living inside of you. You know what? Let's. Sometimes your mom is right.
You might
And I
have
give,
to
I,
just
give,
let
and I
us-
give you a hug.
Good lord.
I give it back.
Okay.
You're telling me that that if I smoke the devil's lettuce with an actual devil and demon in my head,
It could go badly, so let's not play that game. Let's
does Phineas say anything in my head?
in
to
2
that,
weeks.
or-
In 2 weeks, we'll do
Phineas
this.
won't. If he thinks that there's gonna be a benefit for him, he's definitely not gonna tell you about it unless you like force it out of him.
No, the fact that he's silent is all I need to know.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, okay.
All right, she doesn't partake in peer pressure, but she does take out a bag of chips
Dean.
and eat it.
So the only people are Dean and Nick smoking right now. Everyone else is just sort of standing there and having a conversation.
I'm
Right?
chilling.
Yeah.
I'm standing right there.
Derek, and Nick, maybe Dean. We'll find out. So I think that either Amos or Claire should should do the summoning. It's just a 2d6 roll. There's nothing added.
Yeah, there's nothing added.
It's
Yeah, sure.
basically becomes like a 50-50
It's
in
a
a
coin.
sense.
It's a coin flip. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay.
8.
8. That's a success. Let me just see. They aren't sure what's happening. They have your back. Okay. Oh boy. All right. So Toby shows up. Generator. What are you today?
Do we all get to talk to him, or is it just
Yep.
Claire?
Yep. It's no. Everybody gets to see him because you're connected and all that.
Mhm.
Yes. And the answer is, all right. While you're there, a tree rattles a little bit, and an acorn falls from the tree, and the acorn has eyes and a mouth, and it just starts like, hey, what you need? What's going on? And
That's
just starts
pretty
looking,
nuts.
It just like looks around. It says an acorn. I'm like, the only thing that makes sense is it just fell, basically, and like looks around with his wobbly eyes.
I pick him up.
Okay, it looks up at you.
All right. Hey, we got a question.
Sure.
About a couple questions.
Yeah.
So we're trying to fight Phidias, right? So I was wondering, how do you how? What should we things that we need to know of? How do we like stop him? Like, is there anything that like help us bind him? What about anything? And she starts to like
Oh,
spewing out like a bunch of questions all at once.
Like, there's a lot of questions all at once. It takes a second to process. I think the thing you need to know about Phidias is that you definitely won't be able to use that spell unless he's very weakened. So let me think. He's trying to remember back to like when he fought him. You know what I mean? And so he's like, when I fought him, he had the ability to shift himself back from near death. So my guess is to use your sigil, he's going to have to be nearly dead or almost dead to use the thing that you have.
That's
Right.
fair. If we draw it out, and I explained to him the way that I'm thinking, if we draw it out like this, is it still going to work? If we can find ways to truncate the overall ritual so we can perform it quicker, should it still work?
The sigil is just a drawing until it's empowered.
Mhm.
So, yes, that shouldn't be a problem. All you're doing is foregoing the writing of the symbol.
The physical
The
process,
ritual will still need to be done, and I will need to do my part
Mm.
in that. However, that means we have one shot at it. If
Yeah.
I charge up the sigil with my own self, then your power goes with it.
So wait, my power's gonna go away once I
You are connected to me. I grant you part of myself. It's still kind of hesitant how to explain it, but basically, your powers are my power. So if I disappear, so do your powers.
That's all right. We just go once he's gone, then we don't need these powers anymore anyway. What about the piece that is inside of Claire? Will that also be able to get thrown into the soup?
So the thing is, I'm trying to think of he doesn't think complexly because he's been damaged. So I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
It's a piece. If it's a piece of Phidias, it should be destroyed when he's destroyed. However, it's gonna be hard to explain. It has been within her body, so it might be different. It might be a fragment of Claire now, if you know what I mean. He tries to explain it, but basically, like, it's going to adapt to its host, or they're adapting to Phidias, so it's not quite Phidias, so it might stay around.
wait. Okay. All right. Does it?
It is a fragment of him, but it is not. They do not share a consciousness. Therefore, it is not the same Phidias. Does that? It's a lot, and the acorn shakes trying to think that hard.
So is it possible to like walk him? Actually, no, we're trying to destroy him. Never mind. Um,
Yeah, we don't want to end up with a with a with a with a you're like you're Toby, you're a piece of Toby. We don't need a piece of Phidias floating around empowering us or empowering other people. We just want to make sure that once, as long as we can get this thing all put together right, that we can finish this and be done with it.
I
Is
think
it better that we do it here, or is it better that we do it where he is?
I believe he cannot leave where he is. We made sure.
So we have to do it. We have to go through the mirror and do it over there.
You would
Will
have
we
to
be able
do
to
it
get back?
within his domain.
all right, where he's most powerful. Okay.
Will we be able to get back though?
That's a complicated question for him. He, when he got back, he, oh, that is a bit of they might not know. There was pieces of story about how that room was found. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but basically, they didn't get to that room by a mirror. They got there the hard way, which was down flights of stairs, lots and lots of stairs.
Okay. Okay. Um,
So you should be able to leave the way they did, but they're not sure if that route still exists.
yeah. Um, could you give us as much of a map as you can? Um, and then the other thing that we could do is just tie a rope through the mirror. I mean, worst case scenario, we can just climb back out of the mirror unless the power gets lost from the mirror into that realm, and we'll be cut off that way. So we definitely want to have as many points of egress as we possibly can.
Can
Um,
you, oh man, this is kind of a difficult one. Can you roll 2d6, the magical stat -1, please?
you want me to do it?
Yeah, just you. Because you're thinking
Mm-hmm.
about the mirror and how it relates, and can you get back through that mirror? And I mean, what is the mirror, right? That's the fundamental question here. Like,
Yeah,
how does it
unfortunately,
function?
that was not great. That was only a 5
That is
total.
not great.
No.
Man, I'm gonna hold
Oh,
that.
you know what?
Okay, well, yeah.
You know what? You know what? Magic has a cost. So I'm gonna take
Oh,
whatever
just
that is,
take
2 or 3
damage.
damage,
Yeah, something like that.
and I'm gonna try that again.
Sure. So you just suddenly get like electrocuted, like in the mid conversation.
So that's better. I'm just like I think about it, and then I just like ah,
You're
and
thinking so hard you're injuring yourself.
yeah, like I'm like you can just see like my gut begins to pull in, and like I just exhale a whole bunch of smoke all of a sudden, and I'm like I just look up, and I'm like, oh, I got it. Oh, and
Oh.
I lost my buzz.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it opens your mind. Yeah.
I got an 8.
Okay. I just saw it like in Dean's reaction. He just wrote smoking weed. I'm not sure. I just stepped away and I missed some things. Uh, so you basically were smoking a joint, and you're like thinking about it. You're pondering. And then smoke just starts bellowing out. Nick just looks at you concerned, being like, he's hoping, looks at the weed too, like. No, it's not the weed. Puts it back in. Okay, the thought that occurs to you is you're not sure the mirror is something that Phidias controls. So that was the hard thought that you had, was the mirror might be just a natural or abnatural creation for when after something happened and there was a fracture there. This is why I said this is why it's a deep, big think. So back in some of the clues, and you'll probably find it if you dig deep enough, there was an earthquake, and the earthquake caused a fracture, and the fracture is also between your realm and the realm where Phidias is. So it created a mirror. It's not exactly, you're not sure if it's actually controlled by Phidias. Because if it was controlled by Phidias, he just wouldn't let you in. You know what I mean? he might not let you in. Phidias just happened upon this kid who fell through. That could just be a circumstance, you know. Um, so the big think was you might be able to still escape through the mirror even if you kill Phidias because the mirror occurred due to a event. It wasn't created by him. If that makes any sense. Sorry if that was I could try to break it down further if you like.
Yeah, no, I feel like that. I forgot. I couldn't remember why the mirror was there.
Right.
So
Well,
you needed to remind me of that. So that
so
um,
the mirror is there again due to the earthquake and the dimensional issues between the two places, but also no one has bothered to try to remove the mirror, so you're not sure if it is a mirror or it's the place where the mirror is. You know what I'm saying? So no one's tried to fiddle with it.
yeah, well, we were going to, but it was too big, and we didn't want, and we just figured, all right, let's just leave it alone, and we'll just try to work around it. So that's fine. Um, but if we know that it's not connected to him, then that means that we can probably use that as a way out. We know it's tall, but we could probably throw a a rope ladder out out of it. So that's something that we can work on making or getting. Um,
Anything that's put through the mirror, as long as you sort of magically imbue it, seems to
uh-huh.
pass through it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Regular objects seem to get sucked through it like a bad Stargate effect.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
don't step through it without either empowering yourself or empowering an object, or else you'll just kind of catapult
Yeah.
off the side
Yeah.
of a cliff. So it's neutral dangerous is
Yeah.
the best way to
Yeah.
explain it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that we could maybe uh, tie the rope ladder off to other things. But yeah, if we need to imbue it with some magical protection, I'm sure we can all kind of bind together to figure that out, um, and make that happen. Um, but yeah, so at least we'll have a way out if we need it. If we can find the other stairway, we'll do that. Oh, excuse me.
No problem.
Um, and so we know that we can do some of the prep work on the sigil and the ritual. So we'll put that stuff together. We'll put our minds together to try to figure out how to get out. Toby, we may want to talk to you about this more as we find some more information.
Okay.
Um, so we'll put a pin in this unless anybody else has anything else right now. We'll put a pin in this conversation and get back to you with more questions as we work it out.
Uh,
But
Toby
we
would.
feel
Yeah, go ahead.
we feel confident that we're putting it together. Do we? One last question, and this is kind of for everybody. Do we know if Phidias has any other allies at this point?
I think back. Don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it's safe to assume that he might. Like,
You can just be the Rat Queen.
I mean, there was the Rat Queen.
But
There was like more before that as well. Like,
but again, any that we know of, yes, there could be more that we don't know of, but at least there's the ice golem. Obviously, the Rat Queen is still at least somewhat on his side. But any others that we know of that we need to try to that we can begin to deal with before we go and deal with the ice golem.
um, is this something Zanzibar would know?
You'd have to ask Zanzibar directly.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't. Yeah.
I understand that.
He does have a thing directly against Phidias, so he might be a good source of information. If it's about Phidias, he has a good chunk of information. If it's about things going on in the town, he doesn't care, so he won't know.
Yeah, yeah. And does I mean, why wouldn't Toby know that kind of thing?
Uh, well, Toby was gonna say a couple of small things. One, the paper idea is a good idea, but since Toby has been in the school, around the school, around you guys, he would suggest paper from the calligraphy room. Is that the thing that he would think? Because he was a mage, so he's like, I don't know, big rolly paper that you can put a sigil on. Yeah, calligraphy paper probably would work best for that. And as for knowing about his minions, Phidias is hard to judge. He thinks several moves ahead. You may think that you have him cornered, or he might be setting you up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and this is above table. This isn't actually to the group, but Toby again is fractured and doesn't know the current landscape except for what we tell him. So he's not going to know if Phidias has found new allies since the last time Toby saw him. So there's a good chance that he won't know anybody else. But again, as far as our research, we don't know of anybody else at this point. So
I think at the end of the day, I think we need to do a lot more research in the next upcoming days.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, we've got to be prepared, as prepared as possible.
that's all we can do at this point.
You guys notice that Nick is still smoking on that same one joint that you gave him, and if you look very closely, he's been regrowing and ungrowing the one joint
That's
over and
cool.
over again, so it never actually goes out. Although he is getting really fucking high over there.
I take that from him, and I smoke it too, and then I give it back to him. Like I'm not trying to take it from you.
Okay.
I just lost my high, so I'm just trying to get it back now. Dean, you wanted some of this, right?
Yes.
I don't think this is the way he's supposed to use restorative powers, but I don't think he cares right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if it works, it works.
All right. He does remember. He's still really high. He goes, I think though when we go to deal with Phidias, I have to leave. I'll have a chore to do. I get that implication.
Okay.
Nick, is that Nick saying that?
Yeah, he's really high though.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder as my high kind of comes back, and I just look at him like, man, you saved us once before, and we're gonna try to save you this time. We're gonna see each other on the other side, buddy. We're gonna see each other on the other side, man. You just
I plan to live,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Everything's gonna be fine.
but the other side isn't
So
that
good.
heaven?
No, I mean on the other
Or is
side
it
of the
hell?
event. Like the event is gonna happen. We're gonna
The
be on
event
the other.
horizon? Okay, I'm joking with you. I'm messing with you.
It's a good. If that movie's already come out, it's a good movie.
This is a good movie.
Okay. So okay, he just remembered because people were talking about Phidias and this, and he goes, I think I remember because we went back about the story, and he's like, I think according to the way time works, I'm going to have my chore or errand to do about the time you talked to Phidias. So, being that how time works, I guess. Okay. If
Yeah.
you guys are good, I need to stumble home or something.
Just don't get arrested.
I should be fine.
I mean, maybe we could just all walk each other home at this point.
Yeah, sure. I mean, at this point, maybe by the time the sun comes up, I might be able to go to bed.
Yeah, I can't sleep like this anyway. So I'm this is my Saturday.
This is not
It's the Eternal Friday.
Oh shit. Okay, so this is really like the first time you go to Nick's house. So I got to picture how Nick's house is. So you go. I'm gonna say you have to drop Nick off first because he's gone. You realize pretty quickly that Nick lives in like a decent upper class kind of part of town. He has like a decent sized house, and two fancy-looking cars kind of parked in the driveway. All right. Oh shit. Yeah, that's my house. Yep. He goes up, goes up the steps, stumbles up the steps. Um, I, hold on. He looks like he's gonna look for a key, but can't remember where it is. So
Mm,
he like he takes his hand, and it becomes like a wooden key kind of thing, and he kind of like jabs at the lock a few times, and it kind of gets wedges the door open. It's open. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
Okay. Um,
Oh, she yawns.
as you guys kind of walk away from the house, you kind of realize you think about his last name, and you go, "Oh yeah, his parents are like well-to-do professory types at the local college. Like he's that's like you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of kid he is. Kind of fits, but
What is his last name?
Wolfwood. So his full name is Nicholas D. Wolfwood. And so the Wolfwoods apparently are professor. Sorry, they're basically professors at the local university, which is kind of like out of state, sort of, but it's nearby. Okay. And he will kind of go. You can hear him kind of like wandering up the stairs. Okay, their prodigy child is high as shit and stumbling around the house, but he'll get back to his room. All right, what's the plan?
I think we're walking everyone home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'll walk. I think we should walk Claire home next,
Okay.
and then uh then we can get Amos home, and then yeah, I'll get you home, Dean. All right.
Uh, I mean, I'm not high. I don't really need an escort.
Um, yeah, you do, buddy. He just puts his hand on your shoulder, and he just gets like almost too close to your face, and he's like, "No, man, we got to stick together. Got to be this way. We
All
Oh,
right,
we
fine. But I mean, just more time with friends. I'm okay with that.
it,
just got
it
to get to
was.
the other side, buddy. Just got to get to the other side."
I have a question about those things that you set up in advance. Do you bother to tell them as they approach your house? And if you don't know what that is, I'll chat with you about it. But
Wait. Are you talking about me?
yes, I'm talking about you.
You mean
As
you
they're gonna be dropping you off at your house, which means they have to cross through the woods to your house. Do you bother telling them about the stuff that's in your woods as you
you mean
approach?
you mean the traps?
Yeah, I'm assuming you're telling them, but you kind of have to tell them to avoid those.
I mean, I won't tell them, but I guess I'll lead the way.
Okay. It's just like stepping around like things
Yeah,
in
yeah. I'm
cans.
gonna just say, follow my footsteps exactly. But
That's
I'm
not
not gonna tell
ominous.
them where anything is.
Okay, gotcha.
Why? Why do we have to follow your footsteps exactly?
Just trust me.
Okay.
Derek is like so particular. He's doing his very best to. You ever see those games where like a wall is coming at a contestant, and they have to like fit their body into that space of the
Yeah,
wall?
gotcha.
And Derek is like trying as hard as he can to have his body exactly the same way as Amos, stepping exactly in the same
All
spot.
right.
It's just like he's so goofy about
I
it
just,
right
I
now.
just, I had to do what the Lord dictated, which is you had traps out there, and they're following you home. So they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you're,
No, that's a good point. I actually totally forgot about that.
and now you have to kind of like dance them around the traps, and then you're at your house, which is. I'm not gonna make them make rolls because you're literally leading the way, but
Yep.
everybody's kind of doing a little dance routine, and then they're at your trailer home.
Yeah, yeah. That's fine. Seems reasonable to me.
Okay. Uh, you don't have a problem coming in late at night. They kind of expect every once in a while that might happen, but
Yeah, I mean, my parents don't give a shit.
all right. So you drop him off, and I just want to kind of abridge it a little bit. So okay, you're dropped off, and then is there anything else that happens, or are we just going to move on to the next person?
I guess so what is our just before before we all part ways, what is the next what are we doing tomorrow? Like what is the plan of attack here?
Um, go and research, honestly.
Yeah, we're probably gonna hit up the back alley at some point
I've got a
tomorrow.
question on character.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dean goes home, he goes to sleep. Is this an opportunity for me to use points to upgrade my character?
No, you need actual time. You're just sleeping after an adventure. You need actual like time to reflect upon what has happened to actually raise your stats.
All right, I wasn't sure about that. Thank you.
No, 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 no problem. Okay. So yeah, back to Amison. What's the plans for tomorrow?
Um,
I guess sounds like research.
research. I'd like to see if I can find any books on videos or just destroying demons in general. So I was gonna go check
Hmm.
out that book place.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Zanzibar has something. I've already borrowed a book from about well, rats specifically, but
I mean, we could go back and just check it. There's no reason not to go check it out.
oh yeah,
That's
no,
my
I'm saying
plan.
he's a nice guy.
Yeah,
I've learned he's taught me a lot, if you will,
that's cool.
like how to summon succubuses.
Huh? Wait,
What?
what?
No, no, I didn't. What?
No, 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 no. No. You walk back out here. You're
You can
walking me back to my house, and you are going to explain what you just said.
I didn't say
Why?
anything.
Why you need
No,
to
no,
explain?
that's not gonna work. I'm not
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work on me.
Yeah.
Don't play dumb.
Yeah. Totally, man. Don't. You're too smart for that.
Yeah, he agrees.
Yeah, I do.
Give him a little. Uh, Whatever. So
So
demon
see you
summoning.
tomorrow.
What? No, 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 no. I'll see you tomorrow. Bring that demon summoning book or whatever.
Mm.
I
Well, no,
want to
I mean,
know.
I'm just saying I have the rat book. I can give that to you. You seem
No, no,
to.
no. The succubus thing.
Yeah,
Oh no, no, no.
succubus, man.
That's just a
Did you
thing
have
that.
fun?
That's just a like a side. That's just like your a personal thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
want
I mean,
succubus to show.
it's just something
Are
that
you
Zanzibar
friends
was
with a
reading.
succubus?
You're trying to get
No, no.
friendly with
Like,
a succubus.
Uh,
did she give
no,
you a
no,
good time?
I just learned how. I wasn't
Wait,
gonna.
are you trying to become a succubus?
Wait, are you trying to become a demon? That's kind of cool. Wait, stop. No, bad thoughts.
Wait, now that's an idea.
I don't think or don't
I
make me
mean,
think that because I
you're
will.
already halfway there, though, no?
I mean,
the party breaks into anarchy over a succubus. Oh.
okay, okay, go to bed, and you no, I'm not allowed. You will explain this, and no, don't act stupid about it
Oh well, no.
either.
I mean, you want the rat book?
No, she wants the succubus
I want a
info.
succubus
Oh
info.
well, no. I mean,
Whoa,
I
you
don't
want a
have that.
succubus?
That's a
Oh,
No,
forbidden
no, no,
knowledge.
no, no. I want you. I mean, no, no. She walks away.
All right, see you tomorrow.
You'll see tomorrow.
I go over to Amos when she says I want you. I give you a little like elbow like
Oh yeah, no,
I give up on the succubus,
I
buddy.
picked up on that. I'm not that dim-witted. Come on.
Oh.
Oh, wait up, Claire.
Bye.
I
Bye.
think they're jealous of your succubus. What the hell?
I mean, I'm
Oh.
jealous of my
Claire
succubus too.
is bright red.
Wait, Claire, did you just say what I think you said?
She looks if you're behind her, you can't see her facial right now, but you can definitely see that she's playing with her hand fingers.
This is so this.
And she's like,
All right.
yeah, uh, um,
I mean,
yes.
if it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure I have a crush on Eddie.
But you have a crush on Eddie.
Yeah,
Oh, well, good luck.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Eddie's. Uh, I don't know. Anyway, I like Amos. He's a nice guy. And he,
You like him?
no, 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 no. I mean, he's a friend, and honestly, I kind of knew that he had a little bit of a crush on you for a while. So
Wait, what?
yeah, he said something to me way
When
back at
did
the beginning of all of this, and and I didn't think too much of it at the time, and everybody thinks that you and I are together, but you're like my sister. And he puts his arm around you,
mm,
and, but I mean, kind of kind of an ass, but I like him.
hey, good. If you
You know,
want,
I mean,
we
and
can
if you like
try
him,
to set something. Hmm?
if you like him, then it just makes me like him that much more.
He's a good friend.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all it is, that's fine. But I mean, in a couple of days, we might get to go back to being just regular people, and
That's honestly, I don't really want to go back to being a normal person.
well, yeah, I mean, you and I are never really going to be normal. Let's face it. But I mean, not having to deal with this, like concerned about like rats sneaking into our houses and chewing out our other people's eyes, stuff. Um,
I'm
that'd be
not
kind of
gonna,
nice.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna miss doing all this fun adventure stuff. But
He just kind of like keeps holding you tight, and it's like, dude, we're gonna go on other adventures together. I have a pretty good feeling.
she looks back. Well, as long as you're there, I think I'll be
Yeah,
fine and happy.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I want us to be together as long as we can, as much as we can, and as soon as this is all done, I'm gonna get real fucking high.
It won't be
That
hard.
seems like a good closing for that section. So yeah, you leave Amos and you have this sort of heart to heart in the woods, and you kind of like wander off for the night.
As we're walking the skeleton dog, Drake in its shaggy things is still following us. Um, Derek was never going to be alone. He was always going to have his companion, but better off having Claire.
Mm.
Okay. I assume then we're gonna do like a cut to the actual next day. Well, I assume it's not here. No one's gonna get up at like 7 or 8. You guys
Claire
had
sleeping is getting at least 6 hours of sleep at the very bare minimum, so she isn't like actually like, so she can at least think. So
okay. Here's the thing that makes the most sense to me. You guys all said you were gonna go to the bookstore. No one's gonna get there super early. Everyone's exhausted. They had like bad tea, long conversations into the night, recovering from being stoned out of their mind. This is not an early morning group right now. You guys are probably all gonna roll out of bed at like noon. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
or
yeah,
like kind of like dust yourselves off and kind of get clothes on, and then I assume like you'll kind of meet in front of the bookstore. Is this sound correct? Unless anybody else has any objections.
that sounds good to me.
yep,
I just
Sounds
want to.
about right.
Okay.
sounds right
That
to me.
okay. I just wanted to make sure that sounded valid for what was going on. So you kind of just around noon on Saturday, or maybe a little bit later, like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll say 1. You guys are all standing outside the back alley bookstore, which of course is open because they knew you were coming.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, who wants to do the honors of opening that door? Ding ding. Who's first, as it were?
I guess Eddie's there first. He went to sleep the earliest and is
And
the
yeah,
fastest.
and is the fastest. All right. What is that?
So I yeah, hop I get at the door and I realize like
Yep.
hi, it's open. I like
All right.
knock gently and then realize yeah, there's no reason.
Okay.
So I
Come
just
in. Come in. The door will like move without him doing anything, but you're kind of used to that by now. Like, he just does it's a parlor trick at this point. Door
Yep, and I
opens up,
say,
you hear the ding ding,
Eddie the
come in,
Lesser
come in.
here.
I assume the rest will kind of like pile in after you.
Good
May
morning.
I take a seat?
Oh yeah, sure. You're not sure where the chairs came from, but there'll be chairs when you get there and ask for them. He'll have chairs brought round. Does everyone want to sit? I might have to make more chairs.
I that would be lovely if you don't mind. And then,
Okay. He kind of you hear not building sounds, not like a saw and a thing. You hear like wood slapping on wood kind of noises behind the desk, and he kind of just comes up and starts handing chairs over the desk. You don't get to see the gag of what he's done, but he's now generated enough chairs for people that want them.
hey,
Can I
thanks.
sit down?
Uh,
Is it a gothic chair?
uh, the-
They're not fancy. He
Okay.
looks like he somehow like slapped the wood together through sheer force and became chairs, and is now handing them over the over the seat over his desk to you because he doesn't want to get up from his work area.
Derek has the biggest cup of coffee ever. It seems
it
to be
black?
fairly bottomless, and it's completely black.
Nick,
And
Nick is like
and
looking up at you like, yeah, can I have some of that, please?
oh boy,
You didn't get a chance to stop by, so. Okay, so everyone's here. I'm supposing you came here to ask me things. So, who's first? Oh, he'll close the door.
I look around. I'll let somebody else go first.
Dean, didn't you have some questions?
No,
Uh,
not all at once. He'll look around.
Sure. Do you have any books on? I'll just go. Do you have any information or books on how to destroy a demon? Specifically,
Specifically,
Phidias.
Phidias?
Yeah.
Oh, I have researched many ways to defeat Phidias. Unfortunately, most of the information on that was sealed away deep within the vaults of Rome and the Vatican. So I did not have access to those places. I cannot leave my home, so things must be brought to me.
Do you
I
think
assume
any
that
of
you
the? Sorry.
I assume that you are probably the most knowledgeable in this particular subject, let's say.
Well, I did not fight Phidias. My friend and partner. There's a weird pause when he says it, because as if kind of like thought like a lot of push on that word. Went and fought with him, and so he would have known more.
I see.
He was the white mage, after all.
It's true.
It is not that I don't know anything about Phidias. Phidias is awful. He is a terrible being that I have devoted my life to trying to figure out how to beat. So yes, I know that he can be beaten, but I also know that people have failed time and time and time again.
Well, if they failed, so most of the information sealed away. Do you have anything, like even if it's on like how he attacks or what his memo is or things to look out for? I just don't want to go into this blind.
As I said before, and it maybe wasn't communicated properly, and he still has that voice, he's just very more serious about it. I said to Eddie and a few others that you were full of holes, and Phidias will exploit those holes. But he is someone who thinks far ahead. That is his one crucial thing. He finds weaknesses, and he will exploit them. He will tell you. He might be telling you the truth, but it's always a truth that will benefit him. You know what I'm saying? And he'll try to give you the best idea you can picture. He is not playing chess. He is playing chess 3 boards deep. So like if you have defeated a few of his plans, I'm sure he has more of them. Without a doubt.
Yeah, we've I mean, we've been moved up his timetable, I think, a little bit, but he's always ahead of us, it seems.
All right. He will. He wasn't sure if he should tell you this, but you seem to be very serious that you're going to go fight Phidias soon. And the look seems like, okay, we're going to go and do this thing soon. That's the vibe he gets. And so
Mhm.
he looks and goes, I need to show you something. I know some of you might have seen this already, but I don't think you know what it necessarily means. And so he'll lead whoever is willing down to the basement.
I go.
Yeah.
He goes to like kind of a wall, and some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. And it's got like it looks like a big old tree with lots of branches, and some of them have been crossed out with like red, like red paint, and like there's been like notes kind of scribbled all over this table. You saw it before. Some of you might not have realized what it is. He'll go, I have observed your group throughout time, throughout various versions of this, and you
Yeah,
always failed every single time.
I know. I noticed that.
Phidias, I'm not sure if Phidias only sees the dimension he is in. I do not know if he knows the things I also know and is fighting in parallel worlds at the same time. He is terrifying, and that is why I did not want my partner to fight him. I don't know if that helps anybody, but you get the impression that uh, you're not sure if going at him is going to be much more difficult
Yeah,
than
I'm going to like Eddie will be like, we
Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
have. Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
okay.
We do have one thing going for us, I think. And that is this ritual.
Do you show that to him? Because he doesn't actually know. Because he wasn't
He
around.
doesn't.
He can't leave here.
He
So
doesn't, but I think he might be able to help us if we tell him about this. So yeah, I'm like, we managed to
I'm just asking.
uncover
Okay, sorry, got it.
some information from the Vatican, actually.
You
And I don't believe that Phidias knows that.
how? No,
Uh,
that's scary, but he's shocked. How?
uh, well, we failed in all of these other timelines, right?
Yes.
Well, one of these times we failed. One of us stuck around long enough to get this information and cross times via the Yithians.
An anomaly. He could be an anomaly. When you collapse time onto itself, you sometimes create a singularity, a point that wouldn't normally exist. He starts going over and like pulling his paperwork down and goes, "Okay, so the anomaly. How? Tell me what happened."
Yeah, I mean, you remember Viola, right?
Yes,
She went she got exchanged. We talked about this before.
we did.
Yep. Well, we failed in this timeline, and our friend Nick here stuck around and may have saved all of us. He managed to he managed to find out that there was a ritual by going to the Vatican, and then he also met with the Yithians and gave that information to Viola, who gave it to us.
Okay. So he's trying to think. So his mind is up still in the Yithian world on that timeline, and then she boomed down on your. He's just like doing math. Okay, but then that means that the Yithian homeworld exists outside of normal time because he runs from a parallel stream. There's a lot to take in. He needs a moment to think about how
That's
this
fine.
affects his math. Okay, the end result is that you have it. You have a ritual that might be able to defeat him. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, the question is, how do we get him into a position where, how do we get ahead of him? How do we get him into a position where we can actually use this ritual?
Okay. You can
Because
only
that right now is our only advantage.
you can only hope that he doesn't know that you have that. Um,
We gotta
And
start.
that's why we've only told you. We're keeping this one close to the chest.
okay. To capture Phidias, first you would have to convert him nearly to a full energy state. He, within his realm, is nearly undefeatable in his realm, because he will recoalesce and become himself. So you would have to get him to near either energy state or be severely injured. Then, let's see, asking for specifics on how to deal with this. I mean, there's magical. I'm just gonna off camera. He could offer magical spells and things if people wanted to try those. That is possible. You guys are magical, empowered people. I'm just trying to think of like all the different ways that he could do. This is new information to him, so he's like trying to like catch up. You know?
So, what about if we could trap him like energy stake and could what does that mean?
So his realm, again, according to the legends, is him. So if you see that purple, I guess it's like a purplish cloud or purplish energy, that is Phidias. Phidias in his primal state is that cloud. He coalesces into a single being to communicate easily with you. That's when he's his obvious strongest because he condenses himself down. He is forever trapped in his agreement to guard the gate, so he does not leave his room. His domain, excuse me. He's very much.
Then why is he messing with ours?
He is under orders from the thing that lives. The being that lives beyond the gate. He simply guards and awaits the time. He wishes for his master to be free and roam upon the land, and I'm assuming once his master is free to do so, he will go with him.
It's a long con. Got it.
He has time. Don't imagine demons die of old age.
I don't think he perceives time in the way that you think he perceives time, or I perceive time. It's sort of a thought. Derek, and he'll look at Derek. Did you tell him that you've talked to Phidias before, or no? I just want to know if you
I don't
mentioned it.
think I don't
Okay.
know if I have. I don't think
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
But I would
'Cause
tell him.
I just wanted to know whether or not you'd actually told him, because then he can't call you out on, well, call you for information if he doesn't know that you have information. And he's not psychic in that way.
Mhm.
Um, do
Well, I think I probably would in this conversation. I would say I mean I kind of get how he is. I've dealt with him a few times now.
yeah,
Um,
you're kind of like
and
friends for the most part, from what I've gotten to understand. Okay.
wait, who's friends?
With Zanzibar. You said that you visit Zanzibar. You give
Oh
Zanzibar
no,
food.
I've visited Zanzibar plenty of times.
Right.
No, but in this moment, I would tell Zanzibar, like as he's telling us all this stuff. Yeah, I get a little bit about Phidias because I've dealt with him. So now I'm telling him, yeah, I've actually had conversations with him. You know, we know some things about him. So he can now begin to ask me like, well, what were those interactions and
Yeah,
stuff
he
like
would
that.
he would he would ask you like what was your impression of Phidias? I've never met him. I just know of him.
He's smooth. He puts on an air of being gentle and thoughtful, but he can't really hide his who he is on the inside. He is a pit of vipers stuck in a bag, just trying to get out and get what they want. Um, he is he's conniving. He'll tell you whatever he thinks you want to hear, and just keep trying to push those buttons until you flat out tell him no, or till you give in and tell him yes.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a fair assessment.
Okay. I want you to roll 2d6 in mental. When you have a moment.
Yeah, sorry. I Son is snoring into the phone. That's an 8.
Okay. You've gotten a lot of details. He could help you with it. You realize that when you discussed with him, one of the first things he said something along the lines of, Derek, to you, he was saying, is this the first time we've met, or is it the second, with like sort of a sly smirk, as if he kind of like knew that he was looping, or that you guys had been looping to trying to defeat him?
That we had maybe dealt with each other on different planes of existence at some point. You know, it might be the first time I've met him, but it's not the first time that he's met me.
You. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that at all. He'll
Actually, how many times has he gotten stuck in my head then? That's actually...
I've never thought of that. It's never been quite into my equation. Wait, do you have a fragment of him?
Yeah, I have him trapped in my head.
He doesn't know how he feels about that. That could be a source of great information, but also a source of great weakness. I don't know what to say about that.
If we have a fraction of him, or if Claire has a fraction of him, can that fraction can't communicate with the whole unless you allow it to, right?
No, but the whole might make contact with it when they're within range. If she walks within range of Phidias and he somehow knows that a fragment of him exists within her, he will try and reach out. I would assume I would if I was a demon.
What's the worst that could happen to me? Just be honest.
He could reach into your body, activate the shard that is deep within you, and know everything that you've known up till now, because they're connected to you.
Yeah, the complete.
He goes, that's the worst case scenario, basically.
All right. Could he control me at all, or
can he follow you? Is that what you're asking?
No, control like if he's reaching out, like
he did in that fight.
He's unsure. His ability to control people is something that he just has. So whether or not you'd be more under his influence or not, it's hard to say. But if he does come in contact with that fragment of you, that being is still awake in you. So he will know what you know.
Is there any way to like? Do I pull this pen?
Do you have anything that could help us protect Claire from him being able to get to her in that way?
Or is there anything I can do that can at least stop this?
There are two options, but both of them seem unpleasant. One of them, actually, there is a way that we can deal with that.
Let's hear all the options. I want to hear all the options.
Is there like an exorcism we can do?
Yeah, he's getting to it. As you mentioned it, he goes, well, option 1, we take her to the vacation resort. We have her take medicines, and we do chants, and we exercise the shard of Phidias there, and lock it in the same place they put the mirror, or some other place like that.
Okay.
That's option 1. Option 2, you keep the fragment, but you wear magical talismans and things, and hope that you. But it's still extremely risky. I don't know if the benefit is worth the cost.
What about
Um,
option 3? You mentioned another one. Or was there only 2 options?
no, I'm just thinking. You could. He thinks about it. I don't know if that's the great idea, but there is an option C. You could fight the shard within you, attempt to take full dominance, and then you would gain basically Phidias, like a fragment of Phidias's power. But again, he might still try to take it back.
But
Is there
even
any way to
because
make that permanent?
That's what that's basically what you'd be doing. Also, when your magical powers go away, you'd still be abnormal for sure.
I think I know which option I want. Is there any way? I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
You would merge completely with a fragment of a demon. You'd basically be a demi of some sort.
Oh, no wonder
Hey,
you
I
were
would.
so interested in succubi the other day.
You said that to him.
That's
He will say, no, I was interested in incubi, but I had the succubi section open because I was looking through the book. Yeah. By the
Um,
way, anybody else here could hear gears clicking about stuff he said about partners, and then he said this thing about incubi, and then it's like,
wait,
oh,
wait, what?
because there were gears been turning since like the beginning of this, where every time he mentions his partner, there's like a long hesitant pause, and then when you mentioned succubi, he's like, no, correction, incubi, because he wanted to get his correction correct. You start to like realize that like the white mage was probably um his lover, but he won't say that because he's from an older time, right? So yeah. Anyway, that would be a big reason why he didn't like Phidias, probably. Anyway, cutting
So,
back.
I'll do it. If I can gain more power, then at least I can protect my friends better, right?
Claire, I don't like that. I mean,
Don't go all
I,
power hungry.
I mean that a piece of him remains.
No,
And we
No,
can't.
but no. That's what we were just talking
for
about.
good or for bad, she will be something completely different. She will be like uh, a child of a thing. So she will be still herself, but also think of it as being half like a race, right? So she will be a half demon or a demi of some sort. She would be completely merging with his power and then expelling, I assume, his thought processes. I assume
Yeah, he doesn't.
you don't want his thought process. You
No.
want his you
Oh,
want to gain his power without his thoughts. So
okay,
you would be
all
expelling his
right.
mind. You'd basically be wiping the mind of him and then
I
consuming him.
if I can get rid of his existence, I don't really like the idea of putting him into another mirror for the fact that it, the fact that how many problems that caused.
Yeah, no, I think option
Like
one wasn't a good idea. That's just storing him away for some other point in time.
I think I'm leaning for option C. Granted, that's the most risky because so
hmm
many things could go wrong.
hmm
But
hmm
when gamble big, win big, maybe.
Well, the other
We
thing
can
is
just destroy his mind process, at least this part fragment, and that just means that
the
that's a fragment he can't get
He will
back.
not be able to. Zanzibar
That's
will
what
be,
I
he will
mean.
definitely not be able to use if this is successful. Use that fragment to his will.
the
And
other
that just
good
means he'll.
thing is if we do go in and fight him, the fragment, then will it'll be like a a, a test, a trial of this is what he's going to throw at us. This is the kind of mind games, powers, and whatnot. Even though it's a fraction, it'll be a test for us to understand how he is going to come at us in the actual fight.
Um,
So
to get serious for a moment, in Zanzibar, again, this has been an incredibly serious conversation for Zanzibar. Like he's
It's
been
been.
up
This
and
is.
down whole time. So
Yep.
Zanzibar will be like, you realize, and they should all realize that you will no longer be human. What you're asking is to be something different entirely. When this is all said and done, You are changing fundamentally who you are. And you should take that and think about it before you do something like that. Because I fundamentally changed who I am, and I'm here now. And I've been here a very long time. Longer than you can probably think of. So before you do something like that, consider it. That's all. Just leave it at that for the moment.
I'll
So
think about it. But
it's a
I
fair
just
point.
can't imagine how else. Like I don't want to be a burden on my party. I don't. How many times have we apparently done this before? And if I go in there with a piece of him inside of me, without like, I they it the worst thing is Phidias will know about the talisman, and then this is or not the talisman, but the about about our plan, and then it'll
Mhm.
all go to shit.
Yeah. No,
And
and
I feel like I really need, even if it costs me a lot, I feel like I don't.
If you are in agreement, we will move this somewhere else, and we will set up a place for this to be done properly. You do not want to do this in your world. You know what I'm saying? He's like, somewhere secure.
I look to the party. What are your thoughts? I already told you my thoughts.
we have to get
This
that
isn't.
thing under control. Absolutely.
I
No.
look to everybody else.
I mean,
This is a decision for me, but not just for me. It's for you guys as well.
No, I trust you, Claire. I think you have been thinking about this not just now, but for a long time. I can see that this is a decision that you have to make for yourself. And you're right. We don't really want to be under Phidias's thumb in this case, but this is ultimately up to you.
I looked at
see, I can think about it the way, if it completely changes you, I feel like that sounds awesome. Personally, I don't like who I am, so if I could change that, that's just all gravy. And
right.
you're getting that choice now.
Hmm.
Although, if you do become evil, I will kill you.
No, that's fair. Absolutely. I have no plans of becoming evil,
All
but
right.
I'll hold you to it. By the
Although the
way,
exorcism sounds kind of fun too. I'm just saying.
I don't. I exorcism does sound fun, but I think it's better. I, I think it's better to just deal up. I'd rather have a permanent solution to this Phidias fragment than just exercising it.
It,
That's just where I'm coming from.
it seems
And
that you are in agreement. Looks around. Looks at Claire.
Hmm.
Okay.
is this gonna? You guys aren't gonna hate me for doing this, will you?
No,
Will you guys still be
no,
my friends?
never.
Only
Like,
if
you're
you
not
get really super good powers.
What? I will think highly of you always, Claire.
Okay.
I never. Do you hate me, Derek?
Huh? What?
No,
I might be. Hey, look, I might be a little jealous, but my best friend is still going to be super powerful, so that works out for me.
Hey, maybe we can
And
figure out how to get you guys superpowers or something.
I'm not even worried about that. I just want to be done with this, and
I'll be happy when this is all
whatever.
over. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Zanzibar has some good books about that. How about it, Zanzibar?
Oh, Zanzibar is willing to give it a try, right? Like he's always willing to do something crazy, and this sounds about as crazy as you're gonna get. He's like nothing
Yeah.
else has worked in the other timelines. Though he does say he never gets to watch the end fight because he can't leave his domain.
Hmm.
But he knows that it doesn't go well because he can look out his window and see the town
Well,
being destroyed.
well, he also he must know that, like, let me ask you this, Zanzibar.
Yeah.
You know what everybody else has tried up to this
I
point.
have never seen them do this.
Well, no,
This is brand new. The scroll is
See,
brand new.
so they don't have these two. They didn't have these two things going for them. Did they had they taken down all of these small threats that we have? Have they been systematic as we have? Have they been uh, uh,
Everything has been pretty much according to the plan so far, except these are all new elements. Something happened with that timeline collapse, with that interference, that singularity that made this different.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So I would take the opportunity to pounce upon that.
All
yeah.
right then. Well, I guess this is the best form of me rebelling against my mom and having to go to church all the time.
I wouldn't go into a church, probably.
Yeah, no.
Do you
Yeah,
think she'd catch fire?
I don't
That
know.
the church
doesn't
might
sound
catch
good
fire.
though.
Again, I don't think that option A was a real option. It was
No.
just putting off the problem. Option B is got its own risks that they'll still be a bit still be able to communicate. This is risky, but it's where we're at, and we have to deal with what is inside you. And I mean, you said it last night. This is kind of what you want. So, this is what you get. You
Okay.
get what you want, and as long as we win in the end, then you know what? I get what I want because I get to keep you. I get to keep all of you. And that's really all I want.
All
You know
right.
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
I never thought I'd have this many friends. It's honestly kind of nice. Now I'm not gonna
Right.
get too sappy on you guys. I feel like I could do the, but thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Mhm.
neither did I.
Okay. So what I will leave it on is everyone seemed to have agreed. He doesn't want to do this in his home. Sorry, it doesn't. This sounds like a bad idea just to do in your living space. So he opens up the resort, right? You guys go through the portal.
Mm.
Eddie doesn't like it because it's the place that he doesn't like. And then I assume everyone wants to be there, right, for their friend.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, so he pulls
Absolutely.
basically it's ominous, but is what needs to be done. He pulls out basically a stone. He kind of wills it into existence. A stone table. That's nice. You know, it's not an uncomfortable, but it's a stone table. Stone table with they start. You know, they etch out all the things that need to be done. He summons the Inklings. The Inklings also do like light candles and get into position and do things. Yes, they are my. It's like they're always basically his children. Like the thing is like he's like, okay, over there, you go there, you do the thing, and the ritual begins. And uh, purple energy starts like rising up, and Clara starts shaking on the table, and we fade to black.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I didn't think that this was where it was going to go.
Welcome to how fucking role playing games work, where it's like this seems like an option. Those are the options Zanzibar could think of. Is like, well, you can merge with it, you can expel it, or you can hide it. That's that's what he's got.
Well, again, we had to ask about it. We had
Yep.
to deal with it. We knew it was an issue,
Right.
and so that's what we ended up doing. That's how the cards got dealt. And so, again, we're going to be going into this fight very different from what Phidias has dealt with from us, or different us in the past, or his past. And so we
Or
have,
his future.
or his future, whatever, yeah, however you want to.
Phidias feels a disturbance.
In,
What is going on?
I'm fucking
in-
coming for
in-
you, bitch.
in the exist in their existence. And so we've got now where he's normally 3 steps ahead, now maybe he's only 1 step ahead of us. Because
Coming
we
for
have
you.
two aces up our sleeve. We're going to show up with power that he's not expecting us to have, and a ritual that he doesn't maybe even know exists. And again, we've also cut off all of his power bases and we're going to continue to work at figuring out how to cut off more and possibly even coming up with some extra things that he's not expecting. And if we can do that, then it's going to still be a hard fight, but we have a real chance at making this work.
All we need is a shot. There's a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that it succeeds.
Yep.
All right. I hope you guys had a great session. I'm gonna end it
yeah,
here.
that was fun.
I thought that was a really interesting way to end it, and we'll have a good night.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's been
Have a
awesome.
good night, people.